can just start with them, or we start with us.
Hey everybody, we just sorry about the small drop there. Internet just kind of kicked out, but we are back and the players are in game 1, so we are going to jump in with Sam Ho and Jared Parker at 5-1. Sam Ho is a local player here in Portland, really successful in the last 2 years. 2 years ago, he hit top 4 at Worlds, ended up leading the point CP total pretty much all of last year. Didn't play a whole lot during the year because he just had so many points from Worlds, played in a couple of regionals here and there and did really well in them. But otherwise, he's doing good.
All right, so we have kind of an interesting matchup here. We have Buzzwole versus Duskmane Necrozma. So it's cool to see Duskmane doing pretty well today.
Yep. We haven't seen a lot of Buzzwole so far this tournament, and we haven't seen a lot of Lycanroc either, which Sam is running both. And then, yeah, we see the Duskmane Necrozma as well as the Solgaleo Prisms and such out of Jared's deck. Kind of all tied together with the Magnezone you see on the side, where it just kind of lets you do a Blastoise impersonation, but with metal.
Exactly. Definitely a really powerful engine once you can get a Magnezone set up and you can get Necrozma set up, and then you just kind of chain energy attachments and chain 220 damage attacks.
Yep, and you just over and over and over again, you're gonna one-shot everything, and that's your game plan. And Sam's game plan here is to make that not happen.
Right, so he's playing a little bit more of a standard Buzzwole Lycanroc. He plays Octillery and Remoraid. Octillery for draw. Plays one Oricorio, one Regirock. He doesn't play Fighting Fury Belt though, so.
No Fighting Fury Belt, but he does have like strong energies to help change the math numbers. Because he's running the Lycanroc package, you don't really want Fighting Fury Belt because it can only go on Buzzwole.
Right. That's just going to make it a little bit tough for him to withstand these 220 damage.
Yes, it is.
Attacks.
Unfortunately.
Right. So that's going to mean that Jared's one-shotting Buzzwole.
Yep. And we see Sam just kind of executing his game plan on the first couple of turns, which is just, I want my Octillery kind of set up, I want to get a couple of Rock Rips on the bench, and I want to set up a Buzzwole or two. And that's pretty much where he's at. He's missing like the second Buzzwole and an energy attachment.
Not too bad of a start though. And Jared's starting with Mew, and he does have one Magnemite on the bench there. So the potential for Magnezone is technically there. He doesn't have any Necrozma or attackers out so far.
Yeah, he attached an energy. He Skyled last turn. I didn't quite catch what happened with the Skyled because we were having, like you said, some internet issues.
We got kicked off the internet.
Rage. But my guess is that he might have grabbed a like a rare candy and has the Magnezone in hand to just, all right, does he have the N? Because if he doesn't, I'm gonna go off.
Kind of the same thing we saw Alex doing on stream earlier, but definitely.
Exactly.
It looks like he did do that, so he has a Skyle in the discard, so. But Sam finds a strong energy to knock out this Mew.
Mew, go home.
You're done. But yeah, so that was pretty clutch right there, and also the Parallel City kind of preventing Jared from having an extensive bench. He plays another Magnemite down.
Different variants of Magnemites. I don't know exactly which ones and what attacks these do, if there's a reason behind having different ones outside of just, maybe it's hard to find Magnemites because it's not really a card people keep.
So you think the Magnemites is like an accident?
Good old last minute, what do I want? Something that if he wins, we can ask him.
And he also plays two different... Oh, I think those are just the different arts. So he probably might have had to scramble to get this deck together.
That's what I'm thinking.
He might not have been planning on bringing Duskmane to the tournament. Could have been a last-minute decision.
Yeah. We see the...
Okay, then shoot some of this.
We see the Duskmane Prism come down. So he plays a Bridget. And immediately plays Duskmane and Duskmane Prism. And tries to grab a third, and Sam very hastily goes, I have a Parallel, you can't put more things down, and he picked him back up.
Good catch.
So,
right there
good catch on Sam.
Oh, also, by the way, we do have a table judge starting from this round for the next 3 rounds, so yay.
Yay, table judges.
So that will help us for sure in catching game players and mistakes. But so far, actually, only one incident. It's been pretty good so far.
Yeah, for 6 rounds of
Yeah, only one.
only one judge call.
Right.
Or 2 judge calls technically.
Yeah.
One with us calling the judge, and then one with the knocking over cards, but in the same match. But they were going fast. They were trying to finish up a 3rd game in a really long grindy game. Or sequence of games, rather.
Not sure who's going to take this game. I mean, Sam's deck is more consistent, but Jerry's is more powerful once it's set up.
Right. So, I don't know. I haven't playtested this matchup at all. Sogaleo deck is not a deck I'm very familiar with.
I played it a little bit. It's just one of those decks where, like I said, if it gets set up, it's going to keep going. But you also need to hit your energies every turn. So
Yeah.
just play a 2 energy retrieval. But
Sam plays the Brooklet Hill, finds the Regirock. Regirock giving him a little bit extra damage on his actives. And with that, he's Bissell handing, he's gonna draw some cards and just knock out that Magnemite, put in a little extra damage on the back Magnemite, saying, I want to make sure I can knock that if you do evolve it. And things are looking really good for Sam here.
Sam's deck is a lot faster
Yes.
than Jared, so he's going to get the jump on him in these early turns, as we have seen right now, already taking 2 prizes, picking off these small basics, which is what Buzzwole is really good at it.
Yep. And so we kind of see Jared just kind of go, well, I don't have anything.
Yeah,
and
he
like we
doesn't have
said, his
anything.
deck is more powerful, but if you whiff on your game plan, you can't get to the power aspect.
Yep, it's tough to set up. He doesn't have a Magna Zone yet. He has, I think, 1 card in hand, but apparently that card is not anything useful. That baby Solgaleo there can come in super handy.
Yes, it could. Good old Prism. All right, and so we see the Guzma come up. He's just going to try to stall this Regirock. He's trying to get just a board presence here at this point. And with that, we're just going to see what's going on, see if Sam can get out of the situation and keep attacking. That Sam's going to draw for turns. A couple of choice bands in his hand, a strong energy. Looks like he has a Guzma, so he can get right out of it. So he's trying to see if he can math and find a way to one-shot that Sogaleo. Taking his time thinking, which he has a lot of cards and lots of options, so just making sure he's executing the game plan correctly. It's fine taking a couple seconds here to just find his line. So we see the Guzma, as we kind of expected. Buzzwole comes down. We might see a choice band plus another strong energy on it. Bissell hand for 2, I believe. Maybe just 1. Going up to 5 cards regardless. And he's going to hit for a lot of damage here. 100 on the active, 30 on the bench. It just says, I'm going to knock this out if you don't do anything. And we see a top deck Cynthia from Jared, which is huge. And so, drawing his cards, hopefully getting something here, because Jared just hasn't been doing anything this game. Sam's looking through his discard real quick, just seeing what options he has. Hey, do I have more Guzmas? How can I make this game plan the best game plan I can? And then he's Ultra Balling, trying to probably needs to set up another Magnemite.
We're like busy worrying about the double supporter.
That's what I need. Thank you.
Perfect.
Okay.
But yeah,
Had to
so
solve a little bit of a discussion we had there.
regarding the
but-
double energy attachments, but
From,
that is all taken care of.
Yep. So now what's going on in this game? You want to catch me up to speed really
Yep,
quick?
Sam is buzz swelling. Jared dead drew for a couple of turns. Tried to Guzma lock him. Sam had a counter Guzma. Guzma lock did not work. Jared does not have a Magnezone out or any Magnemites. It's kind of dead drawing.
Yeah, it looks a little rough for Jared, just glancing at the board here. Yeah, and I do think maybe at this point he might want to consider going to a game 2 just because his deck is so slow.
Yeah.
He's going to need that time to win a second and third game.
Yeah. Like, that's one of the biggest things in Pokemon that like takes a while to learn is once you're at the point where there's a 95% chance you're not going to win the game, playing for that 5% chance isn't worth the amount of time it's going to take to get to that 5%, and just picking up your cards, going to game 2 and saying, hey, I have a 60-70% win rate. Let's just pick up these next 2 games. It's better than playing out, winning that 5%, and then if I lose the next one, then we just draw. And yeah, you gotta play for your outs, guys.
It's a tough choice to make though, because sometimes I think
It's tough.
Sometimes you can just get there. Sometimes crazy things happen, and I've seen really good players pull insane wins out of their hat. And
Yep.
just like, how did he win that? So you always gotta have that kind of hope as well. But there's
A
definitely
good example of that was our game 1 that we watched at round 2.
Yes.
Where we saw just out of nowhere he won off of Team Rocket's handiwork, and that game like was just so back and forth the entire time. Had no idea what was gonna happen.
Yeah, the Sylveon game versus Glaceon. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Yeah, but this Solgaleo is kind of keeping him in. Radiant Star is just really strong in this deck. It's allowing him to attach a Metal Energy from his discard pile to his Pokemon in any way he likes. 1 for each of opponent's Pokemon in play.
Yep.
So yeah, that could get 6 energies on the discard right now. If you can't set up the Magnezone, sometimes sometimes Radiant Star can do the work.
And that's why it's in here, is it's a basic that lets you...
It's so good. Look at this.
Okay.
Oh, apparently he had the win worked out there.
Yep, he's just like, just so you know, I can do the thing, and
By the
then
way,
I got it. So
this game is over. By the way, I won the game. All right.
I'm glad that you did that, but I've won.
Okay, so moving on to game 2, Sam Huff is going to take game 1 with Buzzwole.
Buzzwole Lycanroc.
That early game pressure really got him there.
Yeah, like the thing is because Jared is on a stage 2 deck, the stage 1s in those lines are usually only 50 or 60 HP, and when Buzzwole hits them for 30, like it forces you only have 1 turn.
Yeah.
And if you don't hit it that 1 turn, the game's usually just over.
Not to mention, like, the strong energies. I mean, they're allowing him to hit 50.
Yeah, well, 30 to the bench still, regardless.
30 to
It's
the
only
bench,
it's
yeah.
extra 20.
Oh, and then it's 90 to the active.
Yeah.
That's so ridiculous.
Night Spears. 1 mana Night
My
Spears,
gosh.
boys.
1 mana.
1 energy. Whatever you want to call it.
Same thing, same thing.
We play...
Oh, it's 30-30. It's not nice.
Is it 30-30?
Yeah, it's 30-30.
Yeah.
Okay, so I said 50 to the... All right.
But then you
It was 50. So he did 50 to the Mew.
Yeah.
Yeah, Strong's make it do 50. It's 30.
I mean, Choice Bandit, you get to 80.
Not quite as good as Light Spirit. Oh my gosh.
Not quite, guys.
That
Very close.
would be scary, guys. Anyway, they are shuffling up. And Jared going first here, which is good, really good, because it gets him the jump on this evolution. He can evolve 1 turn earlier, which,
Ooh.
I mean, we didn't see Magnezone last game at all, but
Yeah.
Hopefully this
Regirock lead for Sam is not ideal. He isn't an attacker. He just likes to sit on the bench and say, "Hey guys, do more damage."
Yeah.
Doesn't happen when it's in your active usually.
And he only runs one, so it's kind of unlucky start.
Yeah. He had the Octillery, but you really want to protect the Octillery more than the Regirock. Drawing those cards is just way more important for Sam than it is to lose 2 prizes over 1.
Your Regirock can take a hit here. It's not too big of a deal. I mean, not a 220 damage hit, but... So Jared opens with Bridget just kind of in his hand.
I better
pretty easily there.
I better put at least one more Magnemite down. And probably 2 different Sogoleos. And we're just going to make sure that I'm set up for the rest of the game.
Yeah, the Magnezone is a lot nicer than, say, Bronzong, which was the previous popular way to accelerate metal. Because you only need one. You need one Magnezone instead of having like 3 Bronzong set up or something. It's a lot.
The thing is, in Bronzong was a stage 1, you didn't need rare candies though.
That's true, that's true.
They have their pros and cons.
It's a lot easier on bench space, but tougher in terms of
actually getting active and going. Absolutely.
Getting it set up.
Bronzong was such a good card.
Bronzong was good. Yeah. Rip Bronzong.
Can we get a Bronzong reprint for this format so that way we can play Bronzong Solgaleo?
Yeah, that would be
a deck.
Definitely be a deck. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the turn for Jared.
Yep, and we did see exactly what we were thinking was another Magnemite, make sure that he can get one to live through a turn. And then a couple of different Solgaleos to just give him options throughout the rest of the game.
And Cynthia here for Sam, looking for anything else. Like any other Pokemon, really.
Literally anything.
Yeah.
Give me some Rockruffs, give me some Buzzwoles.
And energy.
Energy would be good.
Wants to see Buzzwole energy for sure. I mean, I see some energy there, but I'm not seeing any.
I think it's another Pokemon.
There might be an Ultra Ball.
Oh yeah, I think there's an Ultra Ball there.
Okay. Guess not playing it. Maybe he needs a Lele next turn.
So,
I'm not sure if there's a supporter in there.
I think what his game plan is here is he's attaching the energy there, and then next turn he can attach the strong energy to the Regirock, and then Ultra Ball for Octillery and draw 5 cards.
Yeah.
Or draw 4 cards, because he's going to draw a card per turn.
I could see that happening as well. I think that'd probably be his play. Good call on that one.
Instead of Leleing, just because he only runs 1 Lele, you really want to save that for like a Guzma or something instead of like
for the end
draw
of the game.
supporter.
And this way you would get Octillery all set up and ready to go, chilling for the rest of the game.
Yes.
Ready to Abyssal Hand whenever.
And we see the Magnezone hit the field.
There he is. But we knew he had the rare candy just sitting in his hand, kind of waiting.
Yeah. So now we get to see what Jared's deck can actually do.
I'm guessing it's going to do 220 damage to
I
things.
feel like it's going to do 220 damage over and over and over again.
I think that might be the plan. And a Sycamore as well, so much better start for Jared this time. This isn't Hearthstone. I know we're both Hearthstone players, so.
We'll play Hearthstone. I played Magic the Gathering for years. Mana's a thing. I'm sorry, guys. It's all the same to me.
Mana, energy, interchangeable.
Energy crystals, mana crystals. Whatever. They all functionally do the same thing.
So Jared's still here getting set up, playing a nice nest ball, right?
That is what that card is.
Nest ball. I'm still getting used to nest ball, honestly. And he plays the 1 copy, grabs another Duskmane with it.
Yep. Which makes sense. Like, he has the Magnezone already. There's no reason to...
Definitely. And Mount Coronet, I think that's how you pronounce that, allows him to get energies back from the discard every turn. So that's how he's going to supply the endless energy that Necrozma needs in order to keep chaining the attack. And he plays 4 copies of the stadium as well.
Sam will not be winning the stadium war.
Definitely
Fun fact. He does actually run 4 stadiums, but...
So he might win.
I mean,
But Jared also runs a field blower, so that can help him there.
Yeah, Sam does not.
Sam
so
doesn't, yeah.
They can fight over it, but Jared has more resources.
And here it is.
Yeah, we're gonna see step 1. This Lele is probably going down, and probably one of the Duskmane, probably the Duskmane Necrozema without.
I don't know if I like getting rid of Radiant Star, but I guess he definitely wants to keep those 2 attackers, and Magnezone is not a question at this point. He can always probably rescue Stretcher for the baby Solgaleo.
Well, I
if he
believe
needs
with the
it.
Prism effect, it is actually removed from the game permanently.
Is that so?
Because with Prism
Yeah,
cards,
he just took it out of the
Yep.
discard.
it doesn't actually hit the discard.
Wow.
It's gone. It is in the lost zone.
The loss zone, that's super interesting interaction that we don't really see anywhere else in the game right now.
Yep. There's only a couple, like 3 or 4 playable cards
I mean,
that have that effect on it.
Yeah, there's not very many, and it doesn't come up that much, I feel like.
No.
But that's Jared's only copy of that Solgaleo, so if this Magnezone goes down somehow, I mean, it'll be a little tough for Sam to take it out. But if it did, he doesn't have that backup plan anymore.
Yeah. And Sam just says, I'm gonna draw some cards off this Octillery. I'm gonna hit a supporter, which he does, plays the end, and then is hoping to just hit the actual attackers that are in his deck, because he's still not seen an attacker.
That's very true. He has Regirock chilling there in the active.
Just hanging out. Oh, so many energies on Sam's side.
I don't think I see an attacker again there.
No, it does look like he has a.
No, he says pass.
Well, he has a Brooklet Hill, but because he played the Parallel City this turn, he can't actually play it. So it
of
wouldn't surprise
those-
me if next turn we see Brooklet Hill into probably Buzzswole, and then he has a Max Elixir in his hand. He has a Strong Energy in his hand, so he can power it up theoretically really, really quickly.
Yeah, so given the right circumstances, that hand's going to go off next turn if he's allowed to keep it
Keep
going
it.
there.
Yep. See,
Alright.
an energy retrieval is going to grab the 1 energy in his discard and just go ahead and immediately attach it.
No reason not to.
And then I'm going to Cynthia. Just saying, I really like Jared's shirt.
Jared's shirt, it's nice. Has Pikachu. has
All the Pokeballs.
Yeah, very theme appropriate here.
Yes.
So I believe that Duskmane has 3 energies and it needs 4 to pull off the 220 damage, so he's going to be looking for an energy here.
Yeah, I believe it also has a smaller attack that doesn't deal
It has a
damage on it,
GX
though.
attack,
Yeah.
too, for 3. Yeah, the GX attack is 250 for 3, but you have to have
Less prizes.
than your opponent. So,
But it
That's
could, for
not
3
easy.
energy, deal 60 with just Claw.
yes, Claw Slash does 60.
Put some
But
damage
that's
around
not
the
what
board.
he would definitely rather Meteor Tempest.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. But if you can't get there this turn, I suspect with 3 energies on it, he will probably hit it for 60 regardless, because there's no reason not to.
And it's not a threat, it's not an attacker, it's kind of stuck there either way.
Yeah.
So, because it doesn't look like he got the energy, I don't think.
Oh, I think he has a Professor's Letter in his hand.
Does he? Yeah,
Yep.
there it is.
So he hits the energy, which is good.
There it is. But is that the last card in hand, or he had one more?
He has 1 more card in hand. I don't think it's a
I
supporter.
don't think so either.
So he's going all in here, and the problem is that because he got rid of the Prism Duskmane, he can't get those energies back just on his board. So, like, had he got rid of the other Duskmane Necrozema, the big one, and kept the Prism, he could have taken that extra energy he has and attached it to that instead, and then been able to start recycling his energies after 220ing this Regirock.
Yeah, like I said, I didn't like taking that option away. He is going to draw 2 cards here effectively with the prize cards. So he might get something useful.
Yep, he's gonna hope. I know I've been in that position before where I'm like, I don't have much that I can draw, but we're gonna take some prizes and hope that that's what I'm looking for. Yep, and sure enough, Sam drops the Brooklet Hill, grabs the Buzzswole, shuffles up. I expect that we will see a Max Elixir come down, and there's an N-Heighten in the back there too, so very good if he hits this. Fortunately, he
That's a
doesn't,
whiff.
but he does have like 6 energies in his hand, so whiffing there
Yeah.
kind of makes sense.
Kind of expected.
Gotta fire it off anyway, because that's gonna put you so far ahead if you.
And there goes the N. Putting all those energies back into the deck.
Unfortunately, this is gonna give Jared a full hand as well.
Right. He was looking a little thin on resources there, but this is definitely going to help him. But sometimes you got to do it. You got to
Yep.
give your opponent cards, and if it means you're going to get cards. Sometimes it's the only way.
And really, he went from 3 cards to 4 cards, so it's not a huge thing. We just know that he didn't have a supporter, so
Yeah,
it was
Sam
way
doesn't
bigger than Sam probably knows it was.
Yeah, Sam doesn't know that, but he doesn't get a Rockruff again. So, super awkward here. Abyssal Hand for 1. I'm gonna let this Remoraid go down. Jared wants to Guzma up that Buzzwole. It's probably his main goal here. So we see a Mount Coronet Stadium.
Right. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if Sam's game plan here is to try to absorption one-shot the Duskmane in the active.
Yeah, and I think Jared was just realizing that as well.
Yeah.
Trying to read that GX attack. GX attacks are something to keep in mind.
Yep. Ooh, oh, no, that was a Cynthia. I thought that was a Guzma for a second. It was like, that's so backbreaking. But it was just a Cynthia, so we're back in. Gonna draw some more cards. Unfortunately, Sam doesn't run Fighting Fury Belts, so changing the number so he's not dying to the 220.
Right, it's not possible.
It's always gonna get one-shotted if they have the 4 energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Fury Belt would have been pretty key in this matchup for him.
I don't think he planned for this matchup. Though.
Probably not. That's a safe bet.
If you can start it.
A lot of strange decks here today. Like,
I like it. It
really
means the meta is not as solidified as everybody thinks it is.
yeah, it's definitely not stale. Wow, it kind of feels a little bit bad to discard those energies on that Remoraid, but you got to do what you got to do. And Jared takes another prize, going down to 3. To Sam's 6 prizes. Here we have an N.
Yep. And his hope is to hit an energy, or he already played energy out of his hand, so he's really hoping to just hit a Max Elixir here. So he hits the Max Elixir, the Absorption GX will deal 240 damage. And he has but because he has the strong energy on it, it will in fact knock it out, so he has to hit on this. Oh no!
No luck. Oh, he's
Sam just picks him up.
It's like, nope, that's it. That was his game plan, and unfortunately wasn't able to execute it. So that's going to be a 1-1.
Yep. Sam says, I whiffed twice, which
2
means
elixir.
that I don't have any game in this matchup anymore, and there's no way I win. So, I'm over it.
But yeah, so Jared takes that game.
I don't know if I've ever actually seen it.
Takes that game, and we're going to go to a game 3. So now Sam is going to go first.
Yep. The players are just going to shuffle up, unflip their GX counters, make sure to get their cards from the Lost Zone back out of the Lost Zone. They did not actually lose it.
Right. I hope we see more cards with that mechanic. I think maybe that's a sign that we will see something.
Yeah, no, I like it. There's
back
cards like
into the
Cyrus, as well as like Darkrai Prism. So there's a small handful of them that are out there, and if we keep seeing more of them, I think it'd be really cool because it gives it kind of that A-spec feel.
Definitely
Where-
definitely an interesting new mechanic. It's always good when they add something to the game.
Yep.
I need 3 flips and 3. I get 3 pins.
You know, Curse
All right,
Shake.
shuffling up, setting up.
Yeah, and
Got
Sam
this.
starting with Remoraid again. No Buzzwoles, no Lycanrocs, or no Rockruffs in this case. He does have an Ultra Ball. He says, I don't need this Oricorio in this matchup. This is not what this is there for.
Definitely not. And Lele start.
Yeah, Lele, does he run version in this deck? I don't think he does. He is not.
Who, Jared or Sam?
Sam.
Sam, yeah, no Bridget.
Just 4 Guzma, 4 Sycamore, 3 N. So,
Well, he had a little bit of trouble getting set up and finding basics last game, so maybe Bridget would have kind of helped that problem,
yep.
help solve that.
He does run like a large variety of basics between the Buzzwoles, the Remoraids, the Rockruffs, the Oricorio, the Regirock. There's a lot of basics he could have found.
Definitely. At least he gets a Buzzwole with an energy. He's got an attacker ready to go here. And an N.
Yep.
Turn 1 N.
Not necessarily a bad thing.
No, it can be pretty good. I mean, your opponent has a lot of decks, so there's a lot of useless cards that they can also draw from a turn 1 N.
Yep.
It's pretty easy to get a dead hand.
4 stadiums plus 2 stage 2s or something, and
Yeah.
the game is just over.
Exactly. Yeah, Jared's deck's definitely a lot clunkier than Sam's.
Not by much, because
Well, Sam just needs a bench energy or bench basic attach energy attack. It's a little bit less of a complicated game plan, that's for sure. A lot of games going to game 3 so far here today.
yep, almost all of them finishing.
Yeah. Getting on late in the day though, round 6. This is round 7. Only 2 more after this.
Sam's gonna say pass. He's gonna say, I don't need to do anything. My hand is good for next turn, but like he has an Octillery in there. He has a Max Elixir. He has a Parallel City that doesn't really do anything yet.
Not yet. Does he have a
So-
supporter though?
There's one unknown card in his hand, and I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah. No Rockruff once again.
It's not really his game plan in this matchup, though, is to go on the Lycan Rock plan.
Yeah, I wouldn't think so either. He definitely wants to take some early prizes as soon as Jared benches some basics for him to do that with. Deciding what to get off Bridget, getting a 2 Dusk Mains, I think.
Yep.
And
One Fuller, one
Magnemite.
not.
Yeah. One Magnemite, kind of saying this Magnemite's definitely surviving, or he has another in his hand, not sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's innocent. Is that a Magnemite or is that a Magnet the middle stage?
It's Magnemite.
Oh, or is that a Magnet Zone? No, he's gonna pass, so he's just kind of gambling that Magnemite's gonna stick around.
Yep. He says, this is gonna live. I don't need to worry about it.
That's a bold
And Jared's
move.
sitting there like, don't Guzma me.
That's a bold move. Yeah, if he does Guzma on that Magnemite, it's pretty big. And Octillery, Parallel City gets to draw. He's got a Cynthia in hand there. I see that. Oh, and there's the good. See, he's gonna do it.
Brutal.
Kind of left him that opening there. Not sure about that. I think maybe going for a second Magnemite was just safer.
Yeah, I agree. Sam's gonna draw 3 cards off that Abyssal hand. Kind of clocks it sideways a little bit. Says, I've used this.
Yeah.
And then is gonna take this knockout.
Did Jared possibly prize Magnemites? Did we see that? Because that might have been the reason for him only choosing one.
Yeah, it's possible.
So it's possible.
Jared does
he
not
might
look
have.
excited about this.
Yeah. So how many Magnemites does he play?
He runs
only
4.
2. So
Just 2?
Yeah. Wow.
Ooh.
That would be easy to prize the second one. I was out here assuming
Yeah.
he would run more than 2, but only 2. Oh no, there's 3. This one was hiding. It's
Yeah,
just
he's running
the two
two
different ones.
different
So
versions.
there's 3 with 2 different versions. So if 2 were prized, that's just unlucky. I think
And comes
3 is
down.
a lot more reasonable than 2.
I agree.
I was shocked there for a second until I realized that.
So Buzzwolf's GX attack currently does 220 damage because of the strong energy. Very close to knocking out the Dusk Main.
Very, very close indeed. But yeah, definitely. So if those 2 Magnemite weren't prized, that's an interesting decision there. Kind of shut off his start right away. But he has the Rescue Stretcher, gets it back, and fills up the rest of his bench. What's the last card? Is it a supporter or is he drawing dead? Oh, I think it's nothing. He is actually just drawing.
And we're gonna
pretty
start by
dead
parallel
again.
sitting you. You gotta make a decision here. What do you want to keep? This is tough because he like. Yeah, he's gonna get rid of the 2 big Dusk Mains. It's brutal. Nope. Okay.
He's gotta
He
keep
says,
that.
nope, I don't want the Mew. Gotta keep 2 of these.
He's really prioritizing having 2 Dusk Mains on board, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And Cynthia. So that Magnemite's not getting the Guzma treatment. It's safe. But we know Jared only has 1 card, so he's on top deck mode. We don't know the time in this round, do we?
We do not
We need
because
to
we
get that
started low.
back.
Yep.
Gonna get that back online for next round.
So
for
because
sure.
of the strong energy, the Buzzwool with its middle attack will actually be able to one-shot the Tapu Lele.
Knuckle impact.
Good old Knuckle Impact.
So after you Knuckle Impact, he can't attack during the next turn, though. So that might
So
give
he's gonna
Jared
try to set up the
a little
next-
bit of time.
The next one,
Here comes a Rock Ruff.
yeah, which makes sense. Like, all right, I'm gonna get the Rock Ruff. I can now start attaching energies to that, so that way I can attack with Lycanroc on the turn that the Buzzwool can't. He has the Lycanrocs in hand, it looks like. And he's just like, I'm gonna set up this Buzzwool actually, so being able to just go back and forth, not a problem.
Okay, so do you just use the GX attack on the
Yep.
Lele? I
Yep.
believe.
We just see the GX counter flip there. And Sam's taking a very fast lead here. In
Yeah,
the
I'm
third
actually
game.
kind of surprised. I thought that this was going to be a bit of a tougher matchup for Sam than it's
Yep.
turning out to be.
It's all about the Magnemites. If he can answer the Magnemites before he gets a Magnezone, it's really easy for Sam to win. But if Jared gets going, it's almost impossible for him to keep up.
Yeah, definitely. And Jared dead drawing is really letting him go in and take this opportunity to take this advantage.
Yep. So Buzzwool goes down. Jared takes his 2 prizes. 220 is a lot of damage.
Definitely. The machine is kind of started running, no
Yeah.
Magnezone yet,
Can
but
Sam hit on one of these? And he does hit,
finally
which
he
actually is huge.
gets an energy.
60, 70, 80. Fortunately, still doesn't one-shot it, but gets to put 180 damage, which is a lot. He does have the strong energy.
Oh boy. He has a float stone as well, so he can retreat this Octillery. But I think he's pretty much resigned to two-shotting it right now.
Yep. And he kind of has to. There's not a lot of other options he has. So he's gonna put himself down to 3, but he has the Octillery's Abyssal Hand that he still has not used yet. So going down to 3 is not a huge problem because he knows as long as he can play at least 2 of those, he can draw another 4 cards.
Very true. So 3 for Sam, 4 for Jared. Let's see what each player's Octillery and then an Abyssal Hand.
That is a lot of energy.
Yes, so, and an Elixir.
He just draws all the energies
I know.
plus Elixir at the
It's
same
so
time.
funny.
Sam is in fact playing Regirock, so he could have hit it off this, and that could have changed the math a bit.
Yeah, but no Regirock to be found right at the moment. He could have also grabbed a Choice Band, which I don't think he hit either.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so it's a little bit of a tough situation for him now.
Yeah, it was like N, 3 energies, and a Max Elixir.
Oof.
Brutal. Luckily, he'll be able to end it away next turn, but that doesn't help for the now. Sam's counting some energies probably and just being like, all right, what's the chances that he's actually going to be able to hit me with the Solgaleo next turn? He's considering maybe like retreating back to the dead Remoraid. He's just kind of chilling on the bench.
I don't know. I don't want to play anymore. You're not going for top 16.
And he's going to bring up the Buzzwool and hit into the big guy.
180 damage, that's a lot.
Still alive, though. And he's going to attach. Counter Stadium, so he can get some energy back from the discard, although he doesn't have Magnezone in play yet, so. But Jared also doesn't run any kind of healing,
Yep.
so which is interesting.
This Solgaleo is probably going to die. Whether it
Uh,
dies this turn or next turn,
yeah.
that is the question.
I mean, either way, Sam has it set up so he can just use Bloodthirsty Eyes and he can bring it up and take the knockout on it.
Yep, absolutely.
since Lycanroc is just a built-in catcher.
So good. I miss old catcher. Can I just play items that Lysander my opponent?
I think you're the only one that misses
I love that card. That format was great.
it. It was a lot of fun. But this Buzzwole is Sam's only attacker at the moment. Oh, whoops.
I'm gonna throw your cards. It's okay. Have fun, Jared.
So he's gonna need to find a backup and get something else going here.
But yeah, Sam is definitely in a better position here, unless Jared can somehow get another Magnezone going. Because as soon as he knocks out this Solgaleo, Jared has nothing until he gets the Magnezone.
He needs a Magnezone, that's for
It's
sure.
going to take him 4 turns to just manually attach energies.
Like, so there it goes, and then this Solgaleo is gone, or this Necrozma. That one's Necrozma. It's hard because, I mean, it technically is Solgaleo.
Yes.
It's just like fused with Necrozma.
Yes.
But he definitely just needs to get a Magnezone, and if he does manage to, after this is knocked out, if he does manage to get Magnezone, he does manage to get another Necrozma powered up, then it's smooth sailing from there on out. And
Sam
I think
says,
he'll have the
I want to
game,
shuffle some threats into my deck.
Yeah, he needs to get another attacker out, so that's what he's looking for. And N is just not what he... It's not what he wants to do to draw cards.
Like, it's
he's only gonna
okay.
get 3 cards
It's only
here.
3 cards, but like you said, he does have the Abyssal Hand off the artillery. That he's really just looking like if he can draw a Buzzwole and an energy, he's in a great position. And that's a lot of cards for him to draw a Buzzwole.
That's
and
true.
an energy.
And I think he drew
I
a
think he
Buzzwole.
actually drew a Buzzwole and the
And another. So now he
Oricorio.
gets to draw 5 off of this hand.
Yeah, because I think that's a Super Rod in his hand. So he has to shuffle like 3 energies back in, and then
Yeah.
draw 5 to just draw 8 energy to get way back in this game.
Artillery makes bad ends good.
Yes.
Card players, that is time.
Yeah, that's a
That
choice
is
band.
Time. Turn 0 starts now.
Is that time for Masters?
I don't think so, because they started a little late.
Yeah.
Juniors and seniors only.
Juniors and
My
seniors.
apologies.
Answer to my question right there. Saying no. Not sure what happened there, but he's playing a Max Elixir because it doesn't look like he got energy. I'm not sure. Okay, there's one. Not too sure if he has one in his hand.
Yeah, he does have energies
He
in his hand.
does. Energies on energies.
Yeah.
All right.
in that
Pokemon
Oricorio ready to go.
players.
He's doing this because
going
it
now.
lets him set up the, you know how to take extra prizes game plan?
Yeah.
That jackpot is up to 32.
Oh, he can't take all 3 of them though.
32 dice. Boy, that's a lot of stuff off that prize wall, guys.
Can't quite
All
knock
you
out the
gotta do is beat my
Magnemite
gunslinger.
for
It's
the
that simple.
Oricorio
Real
win.
easy. You can do it.
Still really
We'll
good though to
show
put
you
up
how.
a non-EX attacker.
Yep, and Sam takes 2 more prizes, so he only has 1 prize. He just needs...
Makes it so Jared now has to Guzma and get a knockout on that Buzzwole. So
Yep.
he needs a lot of things. He needs a Magneton, or not Magneton,
Magnezone.
Magnezone. He needs a Magnezone, he needs a Guzma, and he needs the necessary energy.
Yep.
But I don't think he has that, so it looks like he's going to go with the... I forgot the name of the attack. The Star, Crystal Star, something like
Stardust.
that. Star.
On the Oricorio?
No, on the Solgaleo. It's definitely something about Star.
Oh, and the dust...
Yeah, it's okay.
We got it.
No big deal. It's no big deal. Let's figure out what's going on.
Sun's
in the
Eclipse.
No, that's not it.
Meteor
But that's okay.
Tempest? Okay.
Radiant Star? Something like that. Oh well.
There's so many card names.
No
so
big
many
deal.
attacks.
It's all good. The baby Solgaleo. Radiant Star.
Yeah.
Procasters. Let's go. But he's gonna get all the energy he has there. Which is only 2. So now Sam needs a way to take 1 prize here. He's eyeing up that Magnemite. How many Pokemon are in the discard? Is that enough? Is that just already a knockout
It might be.
there?
You might be able to kill. Yeah, just attack the Oricorio. I can just
Sure,
deal the
like,
damage.
Looks like there's enough Pokemon
Yep.
in there.
And that's gonna be the handshake, and that's
Okay.
gonna do it.
Wow.
Sam to take the win.
Oricorio for the win. And yeah, Sam is going to take the win here. So that was an interesting series for sure.
Yes, very, and it was.
Went pretty much all the way almost to time.
Yeah, it was a pretty long game where both players just kind of struggled in at least one of the games. Jared kind of struggled in two, where he had issues getting the Magnazones online in game 1 and game 3. The one game he did get it online, it seemed like he was unstoppable, but Sam also kind of drew really bad that game too, so it's hard to say what caused that win to be as one-sided as it was.
Right, and then the other games where Sam was able to apply pressure in the early game, taking that early prize on that first Magnemite really slowed Jared down, and it ended up being very crucial for Sam.
Yeah, Jared got a little greedy with the Bridget to only grab one Magnazone. Yeah,
We're not sure if they were prized. But
possible, but hard to say.
Either
But
way.
with that, we will be back shortly. All right, everyone. I am here with the winner of last round, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Excited?
6-1, so hopefully I can win one more and make day 2, and then ultimately I want a top 16 so I can finish my invite off.
Yeah, you're really close this season. You've been to Worlds both the last 2 seasons, correct?
Mm-hmm.
With 2 years ago, top 4, correct?
Yep, in 2016.
Nice. So why Buzzwole Lycanroc?
I figured that I wanted to play something consistent, but then also that I could tech it out a little bit without messing with the consistency too much, and being able to play Parallel City and 10 Fighting Energy, which I really like to make max elixir hits, like max consistency.
As we saw you whiff like
Yeah,
4 times
that was
last
good,
match.
But, I just really like being able to know what I'm going to do many games. And
Yeah, it's going to be very consistent. You're going to do the same thing every time, and just you're going to execute your game plan, and just hopefully it's enough.
And then when I have to get tricky, I can use Corner, or I can Absorption GX on turn 2.
Or a fun Oricorio like shenanigans.
That was very good.
So why the Oricorio? Because I think that's a card that a lot of people don't play in Standard.
So, well, we saw at North Carolina last week with Alex Szymanski playing Oricorio, and it's very good in the mirror match. You can do 120 damage with it. But then also Supernatural Dance just adds a lot of complexity to the games, and it's very good to get, with Parallel City too, because you can make your opponent discard bench Pokemon, and then toward the end of the game you can get like 30 damage on an Octillery and then put 60 on it, or against Lucario, when I was testing it against Michael Paramount yesterday, you can Supernatural Dance and you can kill a Riolu, and then they can't pick it up and do the extra damage again. So it just like allows for a lot of trickiness, and then also just is good against the
that
mirror
makes
match.
sense. It's just an interesting card that a lot of people don't play, that I think does add that complexity where, since you're dealing the extra like snipe damage to the bench throughout the course of the game with the Buzzwoles, that it lets you kind of just pick off things here and there. They're not expecting you to be anywhere close to being able to pick off.
Yeah.
So, well, with that, best of luck in the next couple of rounds. Hope to see you tomorrow.
Thanks.
Is muted. Hello, everybody. We are back. I'm going to fix this real quick because the casters
I'm
are wrong.
Sam. All right. I was Jimmy Pendarvis earlier, and now I'm Sam Huff.
Such is life. With that, we are back with round
me
8.
again.
And we are going to have 2 6-1 players coming in for this round in Xander Pero and Liam Williams. Hopefully get a good, interesting match for you.
Yeah, a lot of the very top tables are ID.
And you may begin. Round number 8.
Right, and so they have begun.
Let's go. Let's get
So we're
right
going
into it.
to jump right into it.
So I believe that Xander is playing Espeon Garb, which we haven't seen yet today, and Liam is playing Buzzwole.
Yes. And yeah, it'll be an interesting matchup. Buzzwole being weak to that deck sometimes runs
being
different
weak to
things that are weak to Psychic and Grass types. Those that hit Psychic, it's gonna be a massacre. Yeah, it's
There, unfortunately, are just a lot of one-sided matchups up there right now. That seems to be the theme of the day. It's kind of like luck of the draw, you know. Whatever you're gonna get is
kind of what you're stuck with, and
what
hopefully
you're
you
stuck with. It's all about your pairings today.
you
Very
get into
important.
the right matchups.
Yes, definitely pretty important.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But Buzzwole definitely has a chance to do anything. Buzzwole's a really strong deck, really consistent, and with an early enough lead, it can definitely punch through all these smaller basics like Trubbish and EB if Xander's not able to get set up. And also, Espeon is a deck that can be a bit clunky at times, and for some reason it just gets those hands, those brick hands. But Liam's gonna start with Oricorio here. He has on
There's a
the
Reggie Rock coming down.
Reggie Rock. Yeah, I was trying to see what that was, but you got it. Good call.
Played that card a lot.
Yeah, Reggie Rock player.
Like, it's a good tech card in a lot of the rock decks and expanded. Things like Groudon and stuff. Helps you
Yeah.
math better.
Oh, for sure. I played against a Groudon last regional, Costa Mesa.
Yeah.
That was fun. But anyway, back to this game. Both players are shuffling in their hands to draw 6 from N right off the bat.
Yep. And Liam has like an okay start. Like he'd really like to see Buzzwoles.
We got the lists, so lists are in.
Buzzwoles plus Lycan Rocks. Very similar to Sam's list, almost identical to Sam's list that we saw last round. Like almost to the T. I think there's like 1 or 2 card difference. So pretty standard. And then on Xander's side, it does look like he is playing Espeon GX as well as the Travalanche Garbodor. Rather a 2-2 split of the Garbodor, so 2 Garbatox and 2 Travalanche, which is always fun. So as we see, Liam just kind of sets up as much as he can. His end drew him into a lot of energies and like a Guzma. A lot of stuff he just can't play this turn. He has a Float Stone, but you don't really want to put the Float Stone down yet. And Xander's just going to bridge it on turn 1, look through his deck, do the counting, and kind of find out what he needs to get going here.
Yeah, Bridget is very crucial. You're gonna set up those extra.
I think that's the
Trubbish.
Espeon GX down at the bottom there. It's kind of shiny because
It's very shiny.
full arts, plus the way his sleeves are.
It definitely is the GX.
Yeah.
So he's going to want multiple Trubbish down because he wants to ability lock Garbodor if possible to stop those artillery draws, to stop those bloodthirsty eyes from Liam, and then he also wants the attacking Trashalanche Garbodor.
Yep, absolutely. And so lots of Garbodors coming down, the Lele, plus the Espeon, just lots of Psychics on his side. He does also run 1 Drampa GX and 1 Tauros GX. So lots of kind of versatility, a couple of tech cards in here for different matchups. See Cynthia on Xander's side.
Yeah, and Espeon's a deck that's kind of aimed at slowing down your opponent's deck, Espeon Garb, so Kind of just want to slow down Liam with stopping his abilities, and then wait till he has enough items in the discard, and then Garbodor can kind of make a clean sweep. But it's a little bit easier because of the weakness here, though. Don't need to have quite as many.
Yeah, it's pretty easy to like.
Don't have to have quite as many items in this card.
He's just gonna Guzma and be like, all right, this Trubbish is coming up. And then it looks like he's probably just gonna attach energy and pass. Maybe Max Elixir thin the deck a little bit. Yeah. It's tough. Liam is definitely dead drawing.
Yeah, he's not having too good of a time there, but honestly,
He's on the I'm gonna attack with Regirock plan, which is not the plan you want to be on.
definitely not. He wants to find a Remoraid or Octillery so he can start
and a
drawing
Rockruff,
out of
hopefully
this. Honestly, anything at this
Yeah,
point.
he needs a lot of pieces. He needs a supporter.
Yeah, he's gonna put this Rockruff up here, and is he gonna corner? Did he just corner?
Possible.
Yeah, so corner. I'm assuming he can't. Now Xander can't retreat this Trubbish. So sometimes corner can be a really clutch attack.
Yeah.
Especially for stalling, but he's going to play a Guzma there. So that kind of ruins that plan, but now we got Espeon GX coming in.
Yeah. Espeon GX does a lot of different things.
It does, but I think it's here going to... Alright. Moving fast here, another Guzma.
Guzma's back and forth. Guzma everybody.
Because the Espeon GX was going to confuse that. Psybeam makes your opponent's active Pokemon confused. Also hitting for 60.
Make sure that you are correct. If not, please raise your hand so we can fix that. We know of 2 matches. I'm just hoping there's no more than 2. There's more hands going on.
Small technical difficulties with the matches.
All right, we'll get some judges out there.
Yeah, what is going on here? Overall, this event's been running pretty smoothly so far, though.
Yeah, we had
Really
a
no
small
complaints.
repair that didn't actually look like they repaired. I think it was more of a printer issue than it was actually a repair where they think they just posted the old pairings.
I think it also might have been sometimes when they repair, it only affects lower tables.
Yeah.
It doesn't affect really any
It's also
too many
possible.
matches. But so far, yeah, really excellent event. We're moving along here as we're in the second to last round, and it's only 6:45 p.m.
Yeah, so we're moving along nice and slow, but slowly but surely we will get to the end at a pretty nice pace though. Like a lot of these events, you can't run these events fast. It just doesn't happen. So it's always going to go slow, but as long as it's moving slow consistently and not stopped,
Right, exactly.
we'll call that a win.
Yep, so I think this event's running pretty well so far. And we're going to see Buzzwole come up and start damaging these Trubbishes.
Yeah,
going to be
Floatstone.
key.
We want this
Still
Espeon
no
back,
supporter here?
DCE on DCE plus Choice Band. He
Bill
has
Bower.
a Psychic Energy there, so that's going to just one-shot the Buzzwole. And Xander takes the first prizes of the game.
Yeah, these Trubbish are kind of sitting ducks waiting to be picked off here.
Yeah.
At least this one with 40 damage on it.
So he had a printer problem and they had a reaper that to do, so they did it.
Oh, all
Looks
right.
like Liam's just done.
Packing it up. Okay. Getting late in the day, and he knows when he's out, so he's just gonna really call that one early. It's only been 9 minutes.
That was a quick round.
Not even. Quick game.
Unmuted.
Okay. So both players are just gonna shuffle up and make sure that they've got a really good start going into this game 2. This is an important match. Although the loser is not technically out because whoever wins will be 6-2, and then they could just win one more, going 7-2, still making day 2. But whoever wins here is pretty much automatically in. So they're definitely going to be looking for that win. Just kind of securing up the day 2 right here in round 8 would be such a good feeling. And Xander's got his custom Pokemon sleeves here. So not going with the plain Ultra Pros like other players. And we have Liam's really excellent GX counter, seeing a lot of creative GX counters from players. Looks like they're about ready to set up and draw their hands. Those sleeves are a little tough to shuffle though. It's having a little bit of a problem with that one. Alright, so is Xander getting a basic? No basic there. I think that's a mulligan. Just gonna wait for Liam to place his down before he decides what to do. Maybe also no basic. Yep, mulligan from both sides here. And we try again. So it's an equals each other out. Neither player draws an extra card. Kind of just cancels. And both players are like, yeah, definitely want to thoroughly shuffle this. Really don't want to give my opponent an extra card from the mulligan. I think that Espeon Garb is a deck that tends to mulligan a lot. At least from my experience playing the deck. Even though it does have a fair amount of Pokemon, I think it has. I think it's playing around like 11 basics. Starts with an Eevee there, just doesn't bother, just flips it right over, and Liam is going first. Starts with a Rockruff. And he's going to be looking for maybe a Bridget here. I think I see an Ultra Ball in his hand. And attaching a strong... Definitely want to see an Ultra Ball first. Some sort of Pokemon. Although deciding to play the Stadium and attach the tool. I think that also might be a Sycamore. Okay, here comes the Ultra Ball. So I think he might just be going for a second basic and then a Sycamore to draw 7 new cards. Just taking that time on that initial search to figure out what's prize, maybe even decide what basic he wants to go for. And he goes ahead and grabs a full art rainbow card. Yeah, maybe it's probably Buzzwole. I mean, it's gotta be Buzzwole. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't be going for Regirock there, so. And he goes with the Sycamore, 7 fresh cards, new hand. Maybe looking for another Rockruff off of this. And 2 strongs are gone. He had to discard 1, so here's a Max Elixir, hoping to hit a basic fighting. Definitely going to take advantage and look at all 6 cards. And is there a basic in there? There is, so there we go. Easy Max Elixir. 1 for 1 so far for Liam in this game. And yeah, that's probably all he's going to be doing for this turn, honestly. He does have another energy, but I think we're going to see another corner. Oh no, he was going first, so that was actually turn 1, and he cannot attack, so... No corner. And welcome back.
We're back.
We now have 2 casters again. Production value. But so what happened here is Liam went first.
Have 2 prizes taken. No, still 6.
Oh no, we actually should be at 6.
Let's refresh all the things real quick for us.
Yeah. Good call, good call. The first game ended pretty abruptly. Yeah, so basically, Liam just attached strong to a Rockruff, Sycamore, got Elixir onto a Buzzwole on the bench, and here we are with...
Pretty good start, yeah.
Yep.
Go on turn 1 on for Xander, and we'll be off.
Turn 1 Espeon.
Yeah, those are some nice sleeves.
Take him to the next level. All right, checking his deck again for the prizes here. With that initial Espeon search, gonna Field Blower off those 2 tools and play the end.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, he's
get a tool, get the Stadium out of the way.
He's looking for some Trubbish here.
Yes. We want some trash.
Give me some trash. Feed me trash.
So, lots of shuffling all day.
All day long.
Having when N and Cynthia's are main staples in the format.
Get that game count fixed there. That was reverse. Sorry about that, guys, but it's all good now. And yeah, probably gonna go for a Trubbish with this Ultra Ball since he didn't naturally draw any.
Well, he hit one Trubbish. He has a Trubbish on the bench.
Oh,
that
I
he
see it
did
there.
place immediately.
Indeed.
He was just very quick about it. He knew
Yeah.
immediately that he wanted that on the
Down.
bench.
I was concerned with the game count. All right, but we got 2 Trubbish here. So that's good. That's definitely a solid start for Xander. And this Rockruff's confused. Poor Rockruff.
Yeah.
Doesn't know what's going on.
Liam's gonna look at his hand. See what the plan is.
Yes, what is the plan? What is the plan? I mean, evolving will get rid of that condition.
Yes, it will.
So he could be looking
And he does have energies
for
in his
Lycanroc.
hand. So if he does have the Lycanroc or an Ultra Ball for it,
He does, yeah.
he actually also just has a Float Stone.
I think he might just go with the attack with the Lycanroc on a Trubbish. If he might, is he going to bring up the Trubbish? Okay, so no effect. So he might just want to attack into this Espeon instead of taking out a Trubbish. He did not elect to use Bloodthirsty Eyes, which you don't have to do.
Correct. But his attack does a good chunk of damage, though.
I mean, he has the Dangerous Rogue GX attack, which is usually like the main threat
From the Lycanroc.
from Lycanroc. Right, 50 times each bench. Claw
And-
Slash is not really super threatening, but yeah, that's gonna be
150 plus the strong energy, that one, and
strong
then
and
choice
the
band.
choice
It's been a
band.
long day, guys.
enough. That's all good. Yeah, so all of those damage modifiers added up to make that a
Make a dead
clean
Espeon.
KO on an Espeon. Yes. Make that a dead Espeon. Pokemon don't die, they faint.
Okay.
That Espeon has just gone to the discard pile.
Yeah,
He'll
it
be
can
back
be
to
back.
fight again in the next
There'll be
game.
a Super Rod.
Exactly. Take it to the Pokemon Center. It'll be fine.
Pull out your rescue scarf. Carry it to the Pokemon Center. You'll be fine.
All right, but the game goes
Game's
on.
definitely not over though, and we see a lot of Trubishes and a couple of Travelanche Garbodors.
Yeah, so
But
now
no energy, so he's
ooh,
not going to evolve.
This is
This is not
brutal.
good for Xander.
no. It looks really good for Liam, and just because there's weakness involved doesn't mean that these matches are supremely as one-sided as we might think, as we saw with Greninja versus Bulu, and we're seeing now. Yes, Xander did take game 1, but it looks like Liam is in a really nice spot here.
One-sided a lot of times means like 65-35, 70-30s. Like that is a one-sided matchup. But there's still those 30% where you don't draw energies.
Right. Going first and setting up is just so huge with any deck.
Yeah.
A bad matchup can be overcome by strength of draws pretty easily. And here's another strong.
It's a lot of damage. And that is a
That's
one
enough.
very, very dead Trubbish.
Very dead Trubbish for sure.
Or fainted Trubbish.
Yes, okay. He's not dead.
He's not dead. He'll be back, guys.
Don't worry. Never fear. All right, Sycamore for Xander. Trying to find something.
See, I'm curious why Xander didn't count how much damage there was. I think it was close.
What for the
For the
Dangerous
Trubbish?
Road? Oh, okay.
I think it was close. I think it was
Well, he had 3 energies.
super dead. It was just super done.
So it's gonna be like 100 and some damage there. But there's only I think there's 6 items in the discard now.
He took
Oh, with that field blower,
180 damage.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Not quite enough though.
Not this time.
Lives to fight another day.
TCG Masters players Eric Lorigo and Steve.
It's a heavily damaged Lycanroc, but it's still hanging in there, and it's honestly done its fair share at this
It's
point.
taken 3 prizes
Yeah.
already. It's going to be taking a 4th for sure.
Yep. It's done work.
It is put in its job. It did not skip leg day.
No.
Unlike Buzzswole.
Yep. Haha.
And that Garbodor's
I mean, it's going down.
probably just gonna be dead.
Definitely.
Definitely dead.
Extremely.
Bye-bye.
And 2 prizes left for Liam, so
Yeah.
yeah, I'm liking the look of this game here. This Garbodor is going to have to. I mean, he's taking a knockout on the Lycanroc, but then the 3 energy Buzzwole I mentioned.
There's 9 items in the discard. They're kind enough to put dice out to tell us what the count is.
Yeah, I love when they do that. It's the best.
They're the real MVPs.
For sure. So there's a tip. If you go on stream, please count your items in your discard with dice. Casters will love you.
When weird situations occur where there's weird counts that you're keeping track of, we also would like to keep track of those.
We should have some dice back here where we just meticulously arrange them. We just have
Keep
different-
track the
yeah. We'll create a mock game board back here with proxies for all of the cards and actually just replay the
We'll
game
just replay the games on our
as it's happening.
live.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, that's a little ridiculous. There. We'd never miss a thing.
Never.
It's going to Abyssal Hand, I believe. It's an Ultra Ball, so it's probably going for a second Lycanroc. Yeah. There it is. Bloodthirsty Eyes, up that Lily, and that's
Goodbye.
a knockout.
And that's just the game.
The end. So, we're 1-1. That was quick and convincing.
Yeah, we still have 30 minutes on the clock.
Yeah.
They played 2 games
2
in 20
games.
minutes. What is this format, guys? This is not the Pokemon I know and love.
It's either insanely slow,
All right.
going
This
to like
announcement, and I do
the
apologize
last
for the
game with a
glitch.
control matchup, or it's just super fast.
The
One or the
players
other.
were correct, the match slips were correct. Those players have been moved. So for the players
So
that
what
we
were our
just
other matchups
moved
this
to
round?
the correct matches, we are going to start
So we
now
had
with the
2
starting
7-0s,
block on you.
Xander
So
Soriano
those
and
players who we
Daniel
just
Altavilla.
moved,
I'm not sure if they
these
tied. I think that
They're playing it out on table 1.
You may
Table
begin.
2, 3,
They
4,
tied.
and 6 all drew.
yeah, so that's Joe versus Ben Potter, Spencer Vanderpool versus Chris Schmansky, Rahul Reddy versus Peter Kika, Liam Williams versus that's what we're
Sanders,
watching.
who are watching.
And then what about Alex and
Alex
Lance?
and Lance also decided
tied.
to ID because they are all in the 6-1 party.
Yeah, so all the 6-1 seems like ID.
Sam and Simon on table 7 are actually really good friends, and Sam got the pair down so he couldn't ID.
Right.
And so he has to play it out and hopefully Dream Crush his friend.
Feels
The best
bad.
feels.
Definitely. And
All right, they're drawing their opening hands.
Here we are ready to go once again. There's a lot of people on the winning in here too.
Yeah.
Kenny Britton needs a win. Michael Cramelot needs a win.
Says it needs a win.
Yeah. We got Igor Costa versus Pablo Mesa at 5-2.
Rip.
It's an interesting one. But here we go. So Xander's opening Trubbish and getting a quick turn 1 Espeon also.
Yep. Quick Espeon, get the Trubbish, try to get another couple Trubbishes online, and just hopefully can snowball before Liam can start dealing some damage.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, Xander's deck's not very threatening until the end of the game.
Yeah.
And Liam just has to watch his items and try to play as few as possible, but it's tough. That can be really hard to do.
And then he's just gonna play Cynthia. He's gonna look through his deck, look at his counts, be like, all right, the rest of my hand's bad. Ship it. I want to draw 5 more. 6 more. 6 more.
6 more.
We're out of this
No
Shauna meta.
Shauna's here, yeah. And yeah, they're both sitting pretty. Got 26 minutes to play this third game. Who do you think's gonna take it? If you had to pick right now, who's gonna win this third game?
I'm gonna say Xander.
You're gonna say
I
Xander.
think the Espeon Garb has a really good matchup here. I think last round he whiffed on energy drops on like 2 really important turns that would have made that last game way closer than it should have been.
I could
And I
agree.
think he's off to a pretty good start with the he just wants to be on the Espeon plan for the most part, because by going on the Espeon plan, it forces Liam to use items in order to catch up. And if he's doing that, then he just cleans up in the late game.
Yeah, and that's a good strategy for sure.
And we see an end, so we're going to shuffle some more. You know us, we love shuffling.
Best thing in Pokemon. Lots of shuffling. But yeah, Liam's on the back foot a little bit, especially he's not getting a turn 1 knockout. He might not even get a turn 1 attack. So he's kind of starting off at a disadvantage here. Yeah, doesn't look like too much in that hand. A Max Elixir.
He has a little bit.
Brooklyn Hill.
Brooklyn Hill lets him find some Rock Ruffs, because he really wants to be on the Rock Ruff plan instead of the Buzzpool plan, usually in this matchup. Almost Max Elixirs, and then decides, you know what? I want to start setting up some energies on my Rock Ruffs.
Yeah. The strategy of going with Lycanroc worked out really well for him last game. But I mean, it was just kind of what he had in the active, so it was what he had to work with. So he just kind of rolled with it, went with it. And there we go. He does get a Rock Ruff off the Brooklyn Hill, but I mean, that Remoraid is just going to stay in the active there. That Trubbish is safe. I think.
Max Elixir here.
Let's see if he hits it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And yeah, definitely
there's definitely energies there.
Definitely energies there. He's gonna spread them out though a bit. So then attach one to that Rock Ruff. And yeah, just really thinking about this, like I said before, kind of a crucial juncture at the tournament. It either turns it into, oh, I'm sitting pretty, I made day 2, or a really tense last game.
Last game where
round.
even if you win, you might not make it. Or no, all 7 and 2 as well. So yeah.
Yeah, they changed since they changed the day 2 rules.
Yeah, you can get 36, 37 players. In this
Yep.
situation, that shouldn't happen because we have such a small field.
Yeah, it probably won't. But I think it is nice that they made that change, honestly.
Yeah.
Used to feel really bad just getting 33rd. Same record as a 32nd seed.
I haven't had that situation too much in Pokemon events. I had that a lot in Magic events, though, where I would just miscut by a 10% or a tenth of a percentage,
Right.
and be like, well, that sucked.
Yeah, that's the worst feeling.
Tiebreakers.
Okay. We got a slow and deliberate game on our hands.
It's game 3. They had like
They have
40
tons of
minutes
time.
or something. 30 minutes. Yeah, they had 30 minutes going into this game, so they have plenty of time. They know it. They're gonna take the time, make sure they're deliberate and do it. And then a Cynthia.
All right. Getting near the end of the day. We're getting tired in here.
Yes. And I'm sure the players are feeling it too. There's a lot of thinking into playing 9 rounds in a row, back to back to back.
It's a marathon. That's
Yes,
for
it is.
sure. I mean, we're tired, and all we've had to do is sit back here and talk nonstop.
Yeah, I don't even have to think about it.
Right? Yeah. Clearly, no. Just kidding. So what do you want to see? He's got another Max Elixir. Got a Tapu Lele for next turn. I'm gonna go off on this Elixir and see if he hits it. And I think
I
he
saw
got
one.
it.
I thought I saw one.
Yeah,
Hiding
yeah,
behind
there's
the
one.
strong energy.
There's one there. Attaching that to the new Buzzwole, even further diversifying his assets here.
I'm cringing at the mismatched arts. At least match them.
I don't mind.
It bugs me.
It bothers you. How did you feel? I think, I don't know who it was. Someone had like all different kinds of energy in one of the previous rounds.
Like,
It's probably pretty triggering.
Yeah, it bugs me. Match your arts. Your opponent might be playing Gumshoe and they can look at your hand, and then when you draw one that's a different art and play it because you forgot which one they looked at, they now have extra information.
It's true, it can give extra information too, but it can also give you more information, and sometimes you can rely a lot easier on yourself taking note of the different arts than, first of all, at the beginning your opponent has to know that you're playing different arts, which they don't. And this can allow you to determine how many energies or how many counts of a Pokemon are prized without doing a deck search. I know that like Ross Cawthon used to have different arts in his deck for that purpose.
And Xander decides, I'm going to pop this GX, and I'm going to put a bunch of counters on your Rockruff, and it's going down.
I'm going to attach energy. I'm going to do damage. I'm going to do stuff and things.
And then he's going to math out the rest of the damage he has to just make sure math works out better from the Buzzwoles.
Yeah, he's got this Espeon powered up, and that's really all he needs at this point in the game. He can worry about those Trebushes, evolving those later. Away goes the Parallel City.
Here comes another Rockruff, more than likely.
Definitely. There it is. Oh man. We are really out here right now.
Yeah.
We are way the heck out here.
Is that an Arcorio? Yep.
Yes. And a Sycamore away a Lele. Gonna get fresh 7 to work with. I like how calm they are. Like,
They're just like,
neither player seems really concerned. They're just playing the game. Just
you see
chilling.
one of them fidgeting or anything?
No,
like,
not like
let's
Danny
go, let's go.
playing cards at lightning pace.
Danny was flying, man.
Yeah. No, they both seem very chill.
And both of these players are very used to being on camera and being on a record like this where they're just like, all right, I'm just going to do my thing.
Right. All right, and hitting into that Espeon, placing 30 on that other Trubbish, kind of softening up both of those Trubbish, not really putting all of the damage on one.
Yep. It's possible that he's setting up like a big Oricorio turn.
He has that option. I'm not sure how many Pokemon are in
I don't think there's many.
the discard. There can't be too many. But now it's something that he has to watch out for.
Yeah. Probably gonna find like another Eevee and then that's it. Maybe another Trubbish. Okay.
Bridget for an Eevee, get a second Espeon, because this Espeon is about to go down.
Yeah. I need to start setting up another attacker because my Garbodors aren't doing much yet. There's probably
Not
2 or
yet.
3 items in the discard.
Yeah, it seems the Liam has abandoned the counter a bit, but we gotta guess that the item count in this card is not too high at this point. I know he's played a Max Elixir. And taking the prizes, and going down to 3 prizes for Xander.
Liam definitely isn't out of this game though. Like he's behind on prizes, but there's so much damage spread around that there's gonna be a lot of prizes that are gonna start being taken here.
Yeah, it's a pretty close game right now. Honestly, either player could take it. Anything could happen here. Both have a decent setup. There's not really something that one side is lacking over the other. Yeah, we've seen a lot of really good Oricorio plays recently, even in this tournament. So that could definitely be a factor. And Liam's searching his deck, going to get a Lycanroc.
Yeah, looks like it.
I think he got a Lycanroc. And going to retreat that Buzzwole, put up this Oricorio. So there's got to be some Pokemon in there because he clearly has a plan, sniping the Espeon. well, it's not really sniping, it's in the active, I suppose. Taking the knockout with the one prize attack. Right?
Yeah.
I mean,
Which-
Xander is on an odd prize, but
Yeah.
so I'm not sure how I feel about that.
Xander really wants to grab a DCE and like a Guzma and just take that Buzzwole out.
Right. That would be ideal.
Get a good old psychic in there.
Good old psychic.
Good old psychic.
Yeah, he just needs the DCE
Oh, we got to it late.
and the Guzma. That'd
And
be a pretty strong play.
Ultra Balling here. He's gonna grab a Trash Village. Garbodor. We're gonna get a count here by Liam. 4, 5, 6. That is plenty to kill the Oricorio if he has the energy. Question is whether or not he has the energy.
It's a very good
It doesn't look
question.
like he does.
Yeah, I don't see it there.
I actually think with 6, he's just short of killing it, right? Because it's not, even though it's a psychic Pokemon, I think it's weak to dark.
Trubbish?
The Oricorio.
Oricorio. Let's check on Oricorio. It is weak to dark.
Okay.
Yeah. Indeed.
So, Xander's kind of in the tank thinking.
Got a lot of different plays. This is a tense situation. Getting down to the wire here in the third game
Yep.
of the series.
All right. Yeah, he had the
Knocks
DCE,
out.
so he does get the knockout there. Very, very important.
Going down to 2.
Because that's the card that would make it to where the game kind of changes pace, where he gets 2 or 3 knockouts just out of nowhere from the Oricorio. And I guess it's not out of nowhere because it's in play and kind of playing around it. But like,
Right. Yeah, so Liam used I think there are no Pokemon in the discard, so he must have used Supernatural Dance for the knockout last turn.
yeah,
Because I guess he gave up on kind of sniping off those Trubbishes. Because he could have saved that Oricorio later for a play like that, but
trying to decide what he wants to promote. It probably has to be the Lycanroc. He has the energy for the attack. I believe it's also not weak to Psychic.
Lycanroc, I believe, is weak to grass.
Grass or water.
Yeah, so weak to grass.
Yeah, it is weak to grass, confirmed. So he doesn't have to worry about the psychic weakness here. So you do actually have to do the full 200 points of damage. Just a couple of attacks by the...
You can Dangerous Rogue. It won't be for game here, but I think...
see an N.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
a huge N too, because that's going to put Xander down to 2 cards and Liam all the way up to 6.
Yeah, Dangerous Rogue actually wouldn't do enough because he has a Float Stone attached. Wait. No, he doesn't. He would have to have one more bench Pokemon either way, so it's not really getting close with Dangerous Rogue, so...
No.
I'm just always considering it, keeping
Yeah.
that on my mind, because he has not used the GX attack yet. But Xander also probably knows that. Probably hence why he only has 2 bench Pokemon here.
It
playing
appeared that
around
he had another Trubbish in his hand last hand
And he
and
didn't
didn't
want to
play
bench
it.
it, yeah.
So
Probably for this very reason, this exact reason. Since he did that kind of took him by surprise last game, right?
yeah,
with the GX attack. So here we have a Max Elixir. I think he failed, yeah.
Yep.
No energy
Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of fails on stream. Stream is not the place to play Max Elixir, boys.
there. I know. Everyone is failing Max Elixir. Kind of a lot of poor luck on stream today.
Yeah.
Overall. Bad draws, honestly. And it's gonna have Abyssal Hand for 4. 3?
I think it's just 3 cards.
3. Excuse me.
Regirock stall.
Regirock Pass. Oh boy.
Guzma.
Xander just needs to close out the game really quick. Liam actually hasn't taken a prize, but I think in a normal scenario, if this weren't game 3, Liam might have conceded this game a little bit earlier because I think his deck kind of relies on going off in the early game in this matchup.
Well, I agree. He really did.
Yawning. We're trying not to yawn over here on stream, but
I apologize for all the yawning. It's been a long day.
thanks for sticking with us, everyone. Appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. The last couple turns of the game are always the most intense. They're always where players are double checking,
Everything.
triple checking.
I want to make sure I know the exact counts of everything.
Yeah, thinking everything over because every play is extremely important. Liam's trying to come up with a way out of this. What's that card? What is he thinking about playing here? Goose? Oh, Parallel City.
Okay. I'm going to make it to where you get rid of one thing.
Right, because
Ooh,
he
interesting.
didn't remove the damage puzzle because he
It's going to get one-shotted no matter.
Yeah, he needed the energy there. He could not afford to get rid of a fully powered up Buzzwole, no matter if it had damage on it.
And I believe that was a confusion, maybe?
Yeah, for 60.
Liam says, I'm going to Guzma, I'm going to take a prize.
I like this play. Now Xander has to deal with this Lycanroc, and he has a very limited hand size, but he just chop decked the Guzma, I think.
So they're going to pick up the
Yeah,
cards.
that's the end.
And that's going to be it.
He top decked that Guzma, wow.
What a draw. There are reasons why you put them in your deck, so that way you can draw them.
That was tense.
Very, very good. And I will go grab them for us, and we will have them on there shortly.
Awesome. We're going to have an interview with Xander.
Yep.
Hey guys, I am back with Xander here, who is fresh off of that win. So how do you feel?
It feels pretty good knowing I'm locked into day 2.
Yeah, that's what we were kind of talking about. The winner of that game on to day 2. The loser has one more chance to make it, but you gotta feel really happy that you don't have to worry about the last round.
Exactly. Just no variance and just having a bad matchup last round and then getting stuck.
Yeah, definitely. So how do you feel about your deck? How's your deck treating you today?
It's actually been working out pretty well. I've played against a few Zoroark decks, which aren't amazing matchups, but aside from that, I've just played against like Vikavolt and fighting decks that have just been working really well.
What's the matchup you're kind of most scared to face? I guess going tomorrow.
I guess I'm pretty scared of like any Zord Gossipod decks that are still remaining, but then also like Sylveon, because I had a dangerous set against Igor, and then I barely won by getting really lucky on some heads. So
I think
the
I heard about that.
Yeah, the matchup seems pretty sketchy.
Yeah, definitely. And there's a bit of Sylveon. I'm not sure how much is still left at the top tables, but it is around there. So
Yeah.
you managed to mostly dodge it so far. But I was going to ask you that top deck. That was crazy.
Yeah.
But what was your game plan if you didn't top deck there?
My game plan was probably just to Psychic the Lycanroc again, and then it would have 150 on it. And then from there, he wouldn't really have any other attackers that he could attack with. Like, I planned it so that there was nothing he could one-shot my Espeon with, unless he played 2 Regirock and then had the Max Elixir Strong for Knuckle Impact. But from there, it was just trying to conserve my Espeon, and then hopefully top deck an Energy or Guzma to win with the Garbodor or the Espeon.
Well, it worked out in the end, and very well played, and congratulations, and good luck on day 2.
Thank you.
So yeah, we'll be right back with the next round as soon as it's up. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned.
everybody. Look, I am Xander Pero. That happens.
Not quite right there, but yeah, we are about to be live with the final round here at Portland Regionals for the Pokemon TCG. And round 9, the very end of a long day. It's been quite a journey.
It's been quite a journey. We're going in the last round, and we're going to bring you a win-in match for 2 of our players. Everything's on the line here, whether you top 32 or not.
Yes. So a lot at stake here in this match, and we're going to have Michael Cramelot versus
Francisco Hernandez. So we got a fun matchup of Lucario versus Lycanroc Zoroark. So it'll be kind of interesting seeing how these fighting decks go at each other, and one playing Zoroark and one not, and just how that all plays out.
Yeah, it's really nice that we've had a different matchup every round. We've seen a lot of different decks today, a wide variety, so that really makes it good.
Yeah, because sometimes you get tournaments where everybody just happens to be playing the same 2 decks, and so you get the same 2 matchups all day.
But this is definitely not one of those tournaments. This was a
Very versatile.
A very varied field for sure.
I do apologize. We tried to get Tord, but he decided to ID this round.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. Guess he didn't want to play on stream. Sorry, guys.
Really fun day for all
No Tord today. Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe tomorrow.
Come back tomorrow.
Hopefully it was as much fun for you as it was for us. The 9th
But,
round
yeah, so
begins now. You may begin.
Here we go. Let's go. And Michael Cramelot looking to make another day 2 just to add more to his really already stacked resume. I think he's still
so
number
many.
1 NA right now.
Yeah. He has so many CP. So many.
He has a couple CP. And as we have the stream of IDers
IDs.
walking by here, a lot of IDs at the top tables.
Ah.
Oh, those are the DQs? All right.
And so we see Hernandez start off with a Bridget, who's going to pull out a couple of Zoroarks and Rockruffs.
Yeah, for sure. We got the deck list here, so... All right.
Pretty standard list.
Yeah, they look pretty normal. Except Francisco's got a Kukui in his.
Nice.
Multi-switch also, so his list is a little interesting.
Pram's interesting is actually kind of interesting. So he's running a 4-3 Lucario line with 2 Regirocks and 1 Lycanroc GX.
Only 1 Lycanroc.
He's running a 2-1 Lycanroc line. But he's also running 3 Super Scoop Ups and 2 Professor Kukuis.
I see that.
This list is super weird, actually. Looking at it, not the standard. Yeah, 1 Lily, 1 Eva Soda.
Wow.
I'm excited to see what his deck does here, because 5-1-2 is a pretty good record going into the last round.
Yeah,
1 more win, he's in.
There's a lot riding on this for sure.
Yep.
There were a couple good matches heading into this round. A lot of people on the bubble. Pablo Mesa, we almost put on.
We decided not to torture you guys with more Sylveon matchups. So.
But yeah.
So, I'm just starting to set up. Ultra Ball, Brooklet Hill, lots of deck searching, just figuring out what's prized. And not a lot has happened yet, but I expect his turn to be kind of explosive for him to just do a bunch of stuff. He runs a lot of cards that let him just do a lot of things in the same turn.
Doing all the things. So he's going to Lele. Does he want to get a Bridget here? He's already
That wouldn't
got 2
surprise
basics,
me.
But
It lets him grab a Buzzwole and then a Remoraid and then another Riolu.
yeah, he's going to go for Cynthia instead, though. I think he wants an energy attachment. And
Yeah.
he says, you know what? I've already got almost
Everything I
a
need.
full Bridget here anyway.
He
can
has,
draw into
he has
one
a strong
more
energy
basic.
and a basic energy too, though. I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it's
he
close.
does. Wasn't aware of the rest of his hand before I made that comment. Should probably know that. But here goes with the Cynthia. I guess in that case he just said maybe it's just not worth the Bridget at this point.
I mean, he went down after playing the support. He went down to only 2 cards in his hand, so he has to draw 3 cards essentially off of this, and get rid of the 2 in his hand. If one of I wasn't sure exactly what they were, but if they were things like super scoop
He
ups
might
and
not
stuff
have
that's
had
not worth playing yet,
Yeah.
it's actually drawing 5-6 cards is really strong.
He might not have had a supporter for next turn either, so.
Yeah.
So we get an
CNN,
Ultra Ball.
there's an Ultra Ball, a couple of strong energies. It looks like
Yeah, I see a strong.
at least one. I
Float
think there's
Stone?
2.
Lele. Something purple. But he's gonna go ahead and pass. Not getting
Lele,
another
is it
basic.
like a full art Lycanroc maybe? Because it has like a weird coloring to it.
It might be a full art like.
Or like Lucario itself looks kind of purple. If you
might
look at the
be.
card image.
It's up for debate. We don't know what that card is. We'll figure it out. We'll find out.
Pram, show us your cards.
Later. So Francisco, it's a bloodthirsty eyes bringing up that Riolu with the strong energy attached to it.
Yep. He says, I want it. It needs to go down.
Yeah, and he's definitely hoping to pull off a knockout on it somehow. I mean, that would be
He's
great.
gonna end if he hits like a float stone. Yeah, he does run 2 float stones. Just seeing if there's any other ways for him to get to retreat here. Yeah.
Right, because Lele with the DC is not actually going to knock it out. It's not going to be enough.
70 HP is more than 60.
It's going to be 10 short, quick maths.
These are trading the Bridget. Field blower on the Brooklet Hill. Because I don't want you tutoring more Pokemon. And then he just passes. And Pram is very okay with that.
Oh, definitely.
Very hasty. Evolve. Choice Band. Floatstone on my Lele. You just used your field blower, so I'm not worried about it anymore.
And an N, so gonna give Francisco a new hand here.
But what Pram doesn't know is Francisco actually runs 2 field blowers, though. So you saw the first one was like, oh, now I don't have to worry about it. I just can run everything out. And playing two isn't very common, so it's not something you usually play around.
Yeah, and he has the second one in hand right now. Luckily, tools aren't super critical to Pram's plan, and I think he would play the Floatstone either way because he just wants to
Good
draw
at it.
different cards than that Floatstone. He doesn't want to see
Yeah.
that back in his hand again.
I agree. Interesting energy attachment there. Is there 2 energies
Interesting.
on it? Oh, it's a Lucario. That makes sense. I was thinking it was a Lycanroc for a second.
No, it
The
actually
glare,
is the Lucario, yeah.
it is the Lucario. You can't attack with 1 energy. I'm like, why would he
Looks
attach
like
his
a-
energy there? Why, does he need 2 to attack?
It's like
Yeah.
a bunch of shiny colors.
That card is so shiny.
It is. Looks good. And another Zoroark for Francisco here. Got 2 of them set up. Can double trade. Who do you think has the advantage in this matchup?
I think that this is probably as close to a 50-50 matchup as you're probably going to get. Outside of, like, you might have a little bit of an advantage for Pram just because Zoroarks are weak to fighting.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
But I think that if Francisco knows this and knows what Pram's doing, you just don't put the Zoroarks out.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going with draft strategy as we see 2 of them on the board right now.
So I think this game's probably going to go to Pram because he's played out too. I think he's going to get punished for it.
Yeah, we'll see. That punishment could definitely happen as Pram has already taken 2 prizes. So looking pretty good.
Yeah, Pram's up prizes. He has easy one-shots on the other Zoroarks. So I think it's going to be really tough for Francisco to pull this one out because he went on the Zoroark play.
On the one hand, you want the Zoroarks, obviously, because they're going to give an advantage over Pram's deck in that the consistency aspect, right? Like, Pram can't trade every turn. He's not going to be able to find every card he needs. Theoretically, the way Francisco is going to be able to. So
Right.
he's going to sacrifice those Zoroarks in terms of weakness for the consistency that the draw affords him.
See Cynthia coming out of Pram's hand. Right, setting up another Lucario trying in the back. Lots of shuffling. He's gonna draw 6 cards, and he's gonna see what he wants to do. Nice fresh grip. I see an energy in there. I think there's a Lycanroc. Yep, sure enough. We're gonna pull up the baby.
Take an easy, quick prize on that really quick, I suppose.
Yeah. I guess his thinking there is like, you might as well get one prize. And because you have other Lycanroc, or he only runs the one Lycanroc, right? As we determined? Yeah, just the one
He has
Lycanroc.
one.
So, I'm less keen on that play. I feel like he could have waited till like until he had enough energy to take out a Zoroark in one shot.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably his
Use
one
it as an
bloodthirsty
extra.
eyes for the game. But
Yeah.
I mean, he does
I mean, he
four
can-
Guzma.
And he
So-
he also runs 3 super scoop ups, so he can scoop up
True.
his Lycanroc and play it again.
reuse that.
He only needs one, guys. Who needs multiple when you can scoop them up?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't seen too many lists playing Super Scoop Up. So, Francisco thinking about a Guzma here, I believe.
Yeah. I think this is tough. Like he's so far behind.
Yeah, he's in a rough spot for sure. He's gonna have to do some kind of stalling maneuver, but I'm not sure how well that's gonna work out. Goes for the double puzzles. So not sure what's gonna help him here out of his discard. An N. Potentially N cram to 3, although his energy is pretty well stacked up on this board.
Yep.
Okay, so he might try to bring something up here. Bloodthirsty eyes, stall maybe. Play
I don't think
N.
stalling's gonna help him though.
I know,
Like, he
I
has
know.
to.
I don't think so either. I know. He has to do something. He has
I
to
know.
damage these attackers. And that's what he's thinking too. He's like, well, it's tempting, right? Because that could save him for a turn or two, but
The
eventually
turn or
he's
two's
gonna
not gonna
have
do
to deal
anything.
with it.
Yeah.
He's gonna have to deal with it. So he just doesn't even play the Lycanroc and goes for the end.
That's one in my deck. I want it back.
We might be having another showing up here relatively short order still.
Oh boy.
We got a Floatstone.
Going in with the Mew? Okay.
I believe Lucario is Psychic weak, so I think that's actually huge.
Yeah. Yeah, that was definitely a good draw there. Allowing him to take that knockout with the Mew. Going down to 4 prizes.
Amazing how often that's happened.
And all of a sudden, this game looks way more even than we saw because of that Mew.
For sure, but Pram still only has to take 3 prizes. This Mew is kind of an easy 2. He hasn't even GX'd, which is
Yeah,
what we're going to see
we're
now.
gonna see here. Yep.
Dangerous Rogue, and now just 1 prize away from sealing up the game.
So, really, Francisco is kind of looking at the board state, just trying to figure out, okay, what can I do? We're gonna bring up this
Yeah, see, now it's the,
kind of. I gotta stall it a little bit. Play
yeah, but it's not going to work out.
DCE. Let's
Get an N, probably.
Lele and try to
yeah.
end you to 1. Yeah. And then hopefully that's good enough that I can do some weird retreat strats to like kill your Riolu, coolly bring up your Lycanroc, you hit me, I retreat, I hit your Lycanroc. Yeah. So, lots of decisions to be made.
Stalling by bringing out Riolu is not what you want to be doing here.
Yeah. There you go. Take a knockout. And now it's Francisco's turn to go down to 3 prizes.
Bringing it a little bit closer in, but I think this is just
Yeah.
going to be the end.
We're gonna retreat. We're gonna put a bunch of damage to it.
Pram's got 1 card. Draw passing. A Sorola. Okay, Francisco.
He
sees
he
the
has
lines.
a game plan.
He does. He's not out. He's not giving up. Saying I'm gonna beat the 7 God on stream in the win and in.
Yeah.
Portland Regionals 2018.
Cisco ain't having it. attach your energy, and we're going to hit you. Trades a Sycamore for 2 cards instead of 7. Trades an Ultra Ball for 2 cards instead of anything else.
I think he just has so much stuff in his hand that he says, I'm not discarding all of these resources. And he has like everything he could want. He's not going to whiff. He's got 2 trades set
Scoop
up.
up.
Does it happen? Is it a Tails? Oh my goodness.
Hit it
Wow.
hard.
Prem is in some trouble here.
Yeah.
The end-to-one strategy.
So had he hit,
really
if
playing
that
off.
scoop up was hit on heads, he could have grabbed the Lele, played the Lele for like a Sycamore, and he would have been way back in this game. Unfortunately, it's looked super awkward.
Just a final reminder
Wow, this
for
game could
everyone
just
in the room
actually
not actively involved
be
in the
stolen right
match
from
match
under
right
him.
now. Our
Right from under his
visitors will
nose.
be closing shortly, so if you have any last
Seems to
minute
take one
purchases,
prize.
there's something in line all day. You want to go over and get from the vendors before you leave today.
Oh wow, that's just crazy. Francisco came back and ended up winning that game.
Yeah. I mean, ends to 1 happen, and
Definitely.
it's brutal when that happens, where you put your opponent in top deck mode, and if your opponent doesn't top deck what you need, the game's just over, and there's nothing you can do about it, and that's exactly what we saw.
Right, and that's what I said earlier about the difference between the 2 decks being that Zoroark is going to allow Francisco to have everything he wants every turn, whereas Prem does not have that, as we saw. Doesn't have that consistency. I mean, we haven't seen a lot of Zoroark today, to be honest, but the card is still just off the wall good.
Yes, very, very good. The trade ability is probably the best ability in the format. It's so good.
Pretty good.
I love
Definitely
trading
why
cards.
it's in the deck, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's in there solely for that reason, is I'm going to have a handful of cards
Wow,
for the entire game.
If you're Prem, you gotta feel pretty bad about that. That win was kind of like ripped from him.
Yeah, he had it in his
had the
hands,
game.
and it was gone.
Yeah, now it's over. All right, so now Prem is going to be going first, and he does not want a repeat of that to happen. So I'm not sure what he could have done to avoid that there.
So he had a couple of things that, like, had he not killed the Riolu earlier, he would have been at 2 prizes instead. That end wouldn't have hit as hard. Would have let him get an extra card deeper, which could have mattered.
And when he boosted
had
up
he,
the Zoroark on the bench?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he killed the basic and put his prices on an off sequence, like, he could have pulled up a Zoroark that had no energies or anything attached to it and hit it for a lot and just go for the 2-shot plan on that.
Yeah, he would have gotten
Instead.
1 extra card off the end, been a little bit more resilient. Not too sure if he could have.
Francisco wouldn't have had as many cards in his hand doing that because through all the trading that was done. So he might not have hit the end. Actually, what might not have got far enough in.
Well, he looks like he end turn 1 attached to Riolu pass, and Francisco has turn 1 Bridget.
It's pretty good. Francisco's like, I ain't having it.
Yeah, if Octillery was down last game,
Yeah, it would have been a
it
completely
would've
different
been
story.
So different, but he was never able to actually get that Octillery up and running. Didn't even see a Remoraid the whole time. But if this little guy survives, then he can give him some real
That
draw
is
power late in the game.
large board state on turn 1 for Francisco.
Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good to me.
I'm sure he has no complaints.
2 Rockruff.
He's
and
going to Ultra Ball.
3
I would be very
Zoroark.
surprised if this isn't Octillery. Let's start drawing cards now. Let me get my draw engine going.
And here it is. Yeah, he does not want a repeat of that experience
Nope.
at all. He's
Prem ain't
saying,
having it.
Not gonna happen to me again.
Oh, he has a floatstone for it and everything. He's going to draw 4 cards off this Abyssal hand.
Pretty good. Can't see exactly what he's got
I think
there.
there's a floatstone. I think there's a
Definitely.
super scoop up. That's the only like old border card. You should show that he
yeah,
was running the old border last
He
time.
has the e-reader. That's one of my favorite sets, just because I
E-readers.
think it just stands out from the other cards. it's just fun. And he plays an N. He's probably looking for some more stuff to set up his board with here. He doesn't want to give Francisco the board state advantage because right now it's looking like Francisco has the better setup. But we'll see what Pram gets off of this end.
Yeah. Pram gets to see a lot of cards this turn. So it's just a matter of if those are the right cards.
I see a Riolu, so we got another one.
There's an Evo Soda there. So that
No Rock Ruff though?
no rock rough. It's rough.
It's pretty rough.
The Riolu attacks with the strong energy to knock out Azora. For a single prize, no need to evolve.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Riolu's attack. Let's see what that is. Jab?
Yeah, so he jabbed it, but he
Jab?
also had a strong
Strong
energy, so
jab
it's
for
30
30.
doubled. So it was 60 for exact on the
60
Zoro.
damage jab. I like it.
So good. Riolu beats plan and get behind it.
jabbed. You got jabbed.
Francisco's just setting up. He now has 2 Zoroarks. He's
Ready?
gonna start trading a whole lot here.
But this Zoroark in the active is kind of liability for Francisco because if he does take the knockout with the Zoroark, that means Pram can come up and hit it for weakness
Yep.
with a benched, with anything pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Probably the Lycanroc, or not Lycanroc. It's been such a long day. I'm confusing my Pokemon names. The other guy, Lucario.
There you go.
Lycanroc, Lucario, they both start with L.
Yeah, and they're both in the same
fighting.
deck. Like,
they're both
yeah.
in the same deck. They're both
Brutal.
in stage 1.
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Make that mistake. Lycancario. Lucanroc.
Lucanroc.
Alright. We're having fun.
Yeah. All right, Twitch. We need an image of Lucario and Lycanroc merged together, please.
And also with Pram's face.
And Pram's face needs to, like, Pram needs to be writing it.
Ready, go. Okay.
We're counting on you.
So he's got that guy in the active. Lucario. He's going to now Cynthia to get a brand new hand of 6 cards.
No.
This has been a fun stream so far.
Yeah, it has been. I'm excited to continue tomorrow with the
Tomorrow's gonna be
top
great.
32,
We're gonna
all the
have
way to all the way to the finals.
some high quality matches.
Send links will be timed out.
Very true. Don't send any links.
You
Don't
can
time
PM
out.
them to me, guys. Oh man, my inbox is gonna be flooded. This
Yeah,
is
you
a
shouldn't
mistake.
say that. You shouldn't invite Twitch chat to PM you. But anyways, so did Prem take a prize there? Yeah, he did. He's actually now down to 3, so he took 2. And Francisco's going to promote Rockruff. Oh man, it's pretty close, but it looks good for Pram this game right now. He's got that Abyssal hand set up.
Yep.
He's
This
got
bill
that
hand is gonna really carry.
Lucario swinging in the active here. And what's Francisco gonna do?
Play more Zoroarks
More Zoroark.
and trade more.
Trade more.
I don't want.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
Mallow,
okay.
and then I'm gonna trade them and get exactly the 2 cards out of my deck I want.
He's gonna need to shuffle the rest of the deck before he mallows. Yeah, there we go.
It's getting there.
Good. Good gameplay. Like to see that nice and clean. Table Judge is really
Really helping.
helping it hold it together here. And get rid of that enhance
I don't
hammer.
need an enhance hammer.
Don't need that. Well, I mean, it could be useful to get rid of a strong, but it's not that important
Not in this matchup. The numbers don't really matter because your stuff's just gonna die anyway.
for sure. And get rid of a strong too. They want to keep that Mew DC.
That's so good.
Gonna hit that Lucario for weakness yet again. So Francisco knows what he's doing here. He knows how to approach this matchup. It's probably one of the ones he spent a lot of time testing as well.
That one Mew EX is gonna crucial. It seems like.
definitely.
Both games have been like the big key pivotal point of the matches
Right,
when
'cause
he
this-
got the Mew.
This is a swing for sure. It's got to make Prem a little bit worried. It's a big deal. Prem has now no backup attacker. So he's either going to need to... that's a rock ruff there, so he's going to need to find a Lichen Rock, I suppose.
Yep. Which, he has the Brooklet Hill, so he just gets to immediately grab
He
it.
can get Buzzwole too, I guess.
Yep.
Probably wouldn't be a good idea though, also weak to Psychic. Right?
He's thinking, he grabs a Riolu actually, saying, I'm gonna eventually evolve these anyway. I have other ways to get my Lycanroc out. My Lycanroc can't attack this turn anyway.
And he hasn't actually chosen, I think he had that Riolu from his
Yeah.
hand, so he's...
Yeah, Riolu at the bottom is the one that he's thinking about.
Yeah, he might grab another one. Not sure what else is in there. It looks like
There's a Regirock,
Regirock for sure.
a couple of full arts that's hard to see at this angle.
Probably another Lucario. I think that's what one of them is, which he obviously can't play right now since he just mentioned that Riolu. So not sure if there is a Lycanroc in there. Because he only does play the one, so it could be Bryce. Yeah, he goes for the other Riolu.
Thinking just trying to find his line. He had the Lycanroc in hand. Gonna try to stall him and put the Lele active and start attaching energies to this Lycanroc.
Yeah, he's definitely on the back foot now after the Mew took that knockout.
Plus 9 minutes for deck check on 9.
So, but he did have the Lycanroc, so that's good. Kukui? Place 2.
Yep. He's playing it just as a, I just need to draw some cards, it's what I have.
It's the only thing he's got. But he wants to protect that Octillery. He does not
Yeah.
want anything happening to that. That's kind of his main way to stay in the late game and compete with these trades, because otherwise it's just going to get blown out of the water.
Francisco is getting an
High end.
extra 2 cards every single turn. So Prime has to do at least that.
An extra at least 2. Well, trade 1,
Just
get 2. Trade
down
get
1,
2.
up 2,
Yeah.
down 1, up 2 is
Yeah. Net gain of 2.
net gain of 2.
But, I mean, I guess you're really gaining 4, though, because you don't
Yeah.
want the card you're discarding. So that's like a card you
Usually.
already had that you don't want. So you're getting 4 fresh cards.
Yes.
And an Ultra Ball from Francisco.
Would be surprised it's not a Lycanroc.
I think that's pretty much the only
The
thing
only
left
thing
in the
left
deck
in the
right
deck.
now. I think that's what he's got to get. And pulling up the Octillery. Because he's going to go with the same strategy. I think that's just what he wants to do to finish out the game here.
Yep.
Probably try to take care of this and cram again. I mean, it worked last game, so no harm, no foul in trying again. And if he can pair this with an N, oh, he's got the puzzles.
Yep.
Let's see it happen.
I believe he has a Floatstone in there. He has a Mallow, so even if he doesn't, he can Mallow for the Floatstone.
And DCE. Field board.
Oh,
Oh,
that Octillery's gonna get stuck.
it's definitely getting stuck. It's not getting knocked out this turn. I don't- It's just gonna stick it there for a minute. And there's the end.
Isn't as backbreaking for Pram now that he has the Octillery out already. It's been a very back and forth game.
Well, I think he is actually knocking out the...
Yeah.
He just doesn't have the floatstone, so
Yeah,
he
he
actually
has to
didn't
hit-
have
he
it
has
in
to hit
the
the
discard.
floatstone, yeah.
He has to hit it, so just in case he doesn't hit the floatstone, he wanted to get rid of the Octillery. And I don't think he didn't get it here.
He's gonna trade a couple of times.
Try to find it. That's not it. Second trade. And that's not it either. Field Blower, Ultra Ball. So it looks like Octillery's sticking around.
Yep.
Wow, that was almost very devastating though for Pram. Brooklet
Top deck
Hill.
Brooklet Hill. He has the Guzma.
And like a super scoop up, I guess. I
So
think. And an energy.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 on the bench. You can Guzma up the Zoroark with energy on it,
It's your boy.
and then attach the energy on the Lycanroc and just one-shot it. Take 2 prizes.
yeah,
There's also a debate for taking out the
yep.
Lycanroc
Yeah,
or the
he
Mew.
wants the dangerous from this, I think.
And draw 4 cards.
Yeah, because the Zoroarks are kind of just waiting there. Waiting for him to take a knockout later, but he might as well knock out this Lycanroc while he can.
And Brooklet Hill. He's gonna grab a Lucario, more likely than not. Maybe a Regirock if he needs it. I'm not doing the math. But
Yeah, he's going for the Regirock.
yeah.
He
I
doesn't,
wanna
have, he
make
doesn't have a
sure-
strong attach or anything, so.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. It's 250, isn't it? Dangerous Fang, it's 50 times how many your opponent has. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an easy knockout.
Yeah, so I guess it's not relevant. Okay. So 1 prize again for Pram, so it's gonna be tough. I don't think there's no way he can, that Francisco can get rid of this Octillery and Pram in the same turn, so. This is doing some trades.
So one of the things that's interesting is by putting the Regirock down, a Riolu evolve into Lucario plus the 20 damage from the Regirock is exactly enough to kill, or is an easy kill on the Mew.
Yeah,
Which is-
120.
Yep.
Yeah, that is a good point. So that could be something that comes into play here. Because Mew is definitely the easiest prize on Francisco's bench at the moment. Although, weakness, so I suppose it doesn't really matter too much.
Yeah. There's a lot of things that can die.
Yeah. But the Mew is probably what Francisco would be hoping to attack with. So he doesn't want to bring up the Zoroark.
Yeah.
Alright, we're gonna see a Bloodthirsty Eyes there, or is that just an evolve? No ability, it looks like.
Like, it wouldn't surprise me if he activated the ability there
bring up the
and bring
Octillery
up
again.
the Octillery or the Rem, either probably the Octillery, just and just
Yeah.
get the easy knockout.
Probably doesn't have an end to go with it though, so I
Yeah.
think that's why he's not doing that. Kukui, Acerola, and DCE. Got a lot of energy in this hand.
Lots of energy.
Yeah, see, here comes the Mew.
GX
And
attack you back.
The Lucario, it's got it.
Ultra Ball, do the
That
things.
Regirock. Okay,
Re-
so
and Regirock
1-1.
does it.
We're going to a game 3.
Pram says, I have everything. Here, look.
That was close.
Yeah, that was very back and forth the entire game. Very, very good one. So as they're shuffling up for game 3, we can... Yeah, like I said, this matchup feels very 50-50 with like maybe a 5% advantage for Pram just because of the weakness shenanigans, but I feel like it's very, very close.
Yeah, I think that first game was a bit of an anomaly with the dead draw there. But any game where he gets his draw consistent.
Yeah, so easy knockouts.
And definitely a solid play by Pram in that one to get the advantage there. So maybe we'll see again this game something similar.
Yeah. But yeah, because of the evolve, the Regirock wasn't important. It was 120. 120 does enough. But you never
Trying to
know,
give
there
too
might...
much credit. Guess he just wanted it to thin his deck.
Yeah.
But either way, we've got a tie game now at the end of the day here.
Yeah.
Been
20
here
minutes left.
for a
20
solid
minutes
amount of time.
in the end of the day. There will be no more.
Been going at it here since, you know, early in the morning.
Yeah.
Josh has been here since
I've
6 a.m.
been 6 a.m. It's now after 8:30. It's been a long day.
Definitely a long day. But yeah, so we're happy to be here, bringing you this coverage of Portland
So we see
Regionals.
Hernandez, Bridget set up his board a little bit and just pass. Michael
Pretty
says, my hand's kind of okay. I'll put an energy and a choice band down, and then I'm done with the rest of it. Let's end.
Yeah, getting rid of that. And we see him with the Buzzwole start, so
Yep.
this is one of Buzzwole.
This is like probably the best start for him though
Yeah.
in this matchup because the Zoroark's like it's huge.
It is definitely huge. He's gonna want to pick those off as early as he can,
Brooklet
and that's gonna give
Hill,
him a
grabbing
really
the
good head
Remoraid?
start.
Makes sense. Prime says, I need an Octillery.
Yeah, Octillery.
Don't take it away from me. Don't end me to 1, please.
Octillery's primary importance here. He does run 2/2 of Remoraid Octillery, so
Very unlikely to prize the line.
yeah, he's probably going to have access to at least one of those throughout the game.
Yep. And we see the Buzzwole.
Easy prize.
Just easy prize. Oh, you left something that's weak to fighting there? That's mine now.
I will take it. Buzzwole is such an inherently strong card, and then with all the damage modifiers that fighting Pokemon have access to, definitely
Huge.
becomes really scary. Very powerful card.
It's definitely one of my favorite cards in the format. I love sniping damage on benches.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. I think my favorite deck of all time was a Selgor Flygon back when XY first came out.
One of those. It's a very frustrating deck for sure.
Sinister Hand Dusknor to just move the damage around, just one shot whatever you wanted.
This reminds me more of Big Basics with Landorus.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so it's kind of just like a new Landorus. Without the horrible weakness that Landorus had at the time, which was water.
Yeah, Keldeo and Blastoise.
And
Yeah.
Toad.
And Toad, yeah.
But Buzzwole's weakness isn't too crippling here. Got a field blower.
Still is relevant occasionally, but
Definitely.
it's not as relevant as literally every deck in the format.
Right.
Because even the Big Basics deck was running Keldeo and would sometimes attack with it.
Yep. Okay, so we got the trade train going. Start making those trades. It's gonna bring up Lele.
We're gonna hit you for
60. Wait, 2, 4, 6. Yeah, more than 60 is choice band.
there's choice band, so the extra
Choice
30.
band, no weakness, however.
Not this time.
Nope. That would be too good.
Yeah, Dunfin with Hidden Run, also a great deck. I'm gonna hide forever. Say hello to my safeguard.
One of the most tilting decks ever.
Abyssal Hand. I'll raise your trades with some Abyssal Hands.
Not too shabby.
Yeah.
Guzma
Guzma,
and the Floatstone.
We want.
Which one? Damaged or not damaged?
So he wants the not damaged.
Well, the other one does have an energy on it, I think. It's hard to see it there, but...
We're gonna retreat.
30-30? 50-30. 50 knockout.
Which he says you didn't have Lycanroc last game, so if I put this one to 50, I can snipe it off the bench again.
Exactly.
So, very huge. Being able to get those multiple prize turns. And if Francisco can never get a Lycanroc on the field, I don't know how he wins, because
Yeah.
the Zoroarks can't really attack.
No, Zoroarks are definitely in danger every time they enter the active, so Lycanroc is the one he wants to see.
So, you see him just kind of deciding what he wants to trade away, what's he going to do. Because you have these trades and just so many cards in your hand, you have so many options to play with. It does look like he has a couple of Lycanrocs in his hand now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's really going for here. How is he going to get the knockout? I think Lele, yeah, that's got to be the way. It's a good thing he got the energy there. Yep. He would have been in some deep trouble if he hadn't gotten energy off that Cynthia. So prizes are evened up now, 4-4.
Yep. We see Pram drawing 2 cards off that Abyssal hand, saying, I'm not going to let you out card advantage me.
And Cynthia, once again.
Yep. Very prominent card this weekend. Very, very good.
Yeah, return. I return Cynthia. Bridget or Cynthia? Definitely very strong.
Every single game, pretty much.
Matches are all finishing up, and everyone is kind of making their way out of the
Making their way
convention
downtown,
center.
walking fast.
Faces pass.
No.
Anyway. No, but we're coming to a close here, so which one of these players is going to make it to day 2? I can't stand.
He says, I'm going to 240 your Zoroark. And it's going to feel good.
Oh my goodness. There it goes.
And Pram is now 2 up on prizes.
It's going to be rough.
Has a nice setup on the back. Neither player has used their GX yet.
Yeah, so that dangerous rogue could definitely come
He
into play
says,
here.
I want your artillery. And then I'm going to end you to 2.
Francisco's side of the field definitely getting a little messy here. That's the multi-switch.
Yeah. I believe that's just a 1-of, correct?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
1 multi-switch. Mallow, as a supporter, allows you to have kind of those 1-of cards like that because you can always play Mallow, trade into them. Such
Play
a
your
good
funky
play.
cards, yep. Then we're going to end him down to 2. Hernandez not getting very many more, only going to 4. But he does have trades, and I have a feeling his artillery is going bye-bye very quickly.
Yeah, this is a last-ditch attempt here, kind of to save the game by Francisco. Just kind of wants to repeat what happened in game 1 and have Pram draw dead here for a couple turns.
Yep, hopefully that'll be enough.
Enough to allow him to come back. Trade away a Zoroark. Just kind of wants to get his trades in every turn within the deck.
Yep, absolutely.
And there it goes. I'm not sure what Pram drew. Oh, an energy. Super scoop up. But. And a choice band.
So you hit for 60 here?
Is that it? That's not it.
No, it's not it.
Not enough.
He had the energy. 'Cause he hasn't
Oh my
GX
goodness.
attacked. Was that,
Yeah, he
was that
hasn't.
enough? Doing the math. 30 times the damage counter. So no, because he didn't have any damage counters on it. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Not quite enough.
Not quite, but he at this point, Pram is saying, if you attack me and I have an energy in my hand, this game is over.
This is getting very close. Is Pram going to brick again and lose a second game to end in this series?
Ooh, see Ace Rolla come up.
The super scoop up is going to be very clutch.
Yeah, we see the Lele currently dealing 180 to the 210 Lucario. It doesn't hit for weakness. I lied.
No, yeah.
Just 90.
Yeah, it's not that impressive.
He just passes. I don't want to put damage on you because you'll knock me out back.
Yep. Here comes the super scoop up. Is it heads?
I know there's people who are like, they get physically upset.
The dangerous rogue? GG.
And that'll do it.
I know. I would be mad too.
And Francisco's like, what
15,
just
16,
happened?
17, 18 on the dot.
Pram's
Francisco's
He's like,
so
"No,
sad.
That can't be it.
Oh,
That
man.
Can't be the end. Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
So Pram is going to make it to day 2.
Yeah. What a game. Just game 1 coming down to does Pram hit heads on a super scoop up, and he rolled tails and lost. Game 2 is very good back and forth, and game 3 coming down to does Pram hit heads on super scoop up.
Yes,
Sure enough,
definitely. That was definitely a 50-50 right there for the game, kind
Yeah.
of. Right away.
that was just as close as you possibly can, and that was a big match too, because whichever player won, they're gonna make top 32 tomorrow, and the person Francisco who lost
Is not.
he's out.
He
so
is out. That's the end for Francisco, unfortunately.
Yep.
But Pram will be advancing, so we'll get to see more of the Seven God tomorrow. So let's go grab him for an interview real quick. I know he probably wants to go home, but
we'll grab him
we'll
real
make him.
quick. Seth, did Sam win? You're watching him. Okay, cool. Whichever.
And 1 energy Lucario. So I super scooped up Lucario, attached energy, choice band, dangerous road.
Sit here.
Yeah, go for it, and I'm gonna like that.
Yes, that's correct.
Did it. All right, and here we are with the winner. How does it feel winning that winning in? That was a close one.
Oh man, it was a nail biter for sure. Like game 1, super scoop up tails. Game 3, super scoop up heads. So
Yeah.
living the life.
Living the life, super scoop up, the old school expanded, and
Oh, yeah.
like playing standard and having those like the bats feeling where you're just like, all right, I win this game if I roll heads here.
Yeah, like super scoop up's always been a really broken effect, but like it's just you need to have a lot of card draw to go with it. So
Half the time you win your games and half the time you don't because
yeah.
50-50s.
Yeah, like honestly, super scoop up is one of those cards where you just win when you get heads.
Yeah,
Like, if
absolutely.
you get like 1 or 2 heads, then you just win.
So tell me about your list a little bit because it's very different than what we've been seeing with the Lucario builds.
Sure, yeah. So this deck really focuses on Lucario, and that's why the Super Scoops is in there, so you can recycle Aura Strike. The 2-1 Lycan, there's like a 2-1 Lycanroc line, which is really good. Just sometimes you want to like Dangerous Rogue is your GX move for the most part, because no one really walks into Cantankerous Beatdown.
I mean, but sometimes you get them.
Yeah, sometimes you do. But most people
The
just
old-
pass. So you're just like, I need a GX attack that can actually be
Attack,
proactive. Yeah.
No, that makes
so-
sense. And especially with the scoop ups too, you could scoop up your Lycanrocs to get more of the
Yeah.
the Lysander effect off.
Yeah, for sure. I've done that a few times too, and it's like nice to like pick up a damaged Lycanroc after it's like used its GX move. So yeah, but for the most part, like, oh man, the one Buzzwole was prized both games, game 1 and 2, and then in game 1 I also prized double Remoraid, and I was just like, well, I guess I'm just not playing artillery this game.
Yeah, and then he ends you to 1.
Yeah.
And we're sitting here like, he runs artillery. I wonder if they're prized.
Yeah, I was just like,
oh, brutal.
Yeah, so it was pretty brutal. The series was pretty brutal, and I drew an N off that like last card. So like,
Yeah.
But I really needed that super scoop of heads for sure.
Yeah, and hey,
Yeah.
you hit it. So
We got it.
That's what was needed, and it means you should be making top 32.
Yeah, I should be locked in. I'm at 20 points, so I went 6-1 and 2.
Yep.
It's my first day 2 at a regional for 2018, so
Okay.
feeling good about it.
Awesome. Well, we're glad to have you, and hopefully we'll see you
Yeah, thanks.
tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, guys, so that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in and watching the whole stream with us. It's been a blast so far.
Had fun. It was kind of a long day, but I mean, it went by pretty quick actually if you consider normal regionals. So no complaints, and it was good. Lots of fun matchups. We got to see some fun little rogue decks pop up, and
saw a lot of different decks here today, and I'm excited to see what's going to continue to do well tomorrow for day 2.
Absolutely, and we will have day 2 coming live at about, if I remember correctly, we should be live at 8 a.m. Right about the start of round 1. So with that, thank you all.
Guess we're out.
And we'll be out.
See ya.